Three, two, one. Isaiah Smith coming at ya. Live with mail call from Lemonhead Penny. I got a good idea. You keep me near. I'll be so good to you. Be so good to you. I wanna have you. Love you like you want me to. I'll do anything for you. I'll be so good for you. Do 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 do. Right people, right name, but the long location. Hello, Andrew. I'm just waiting for Peter. That's what I'm saying. I'm just waiting for people. I'm just waiting for people coming in. There's the US. This is US Lincoln 1930. So it's 1931. Or sorry, 1934. So it's 1934 to 1950, 1958. I'll open it and let you see because the thing me, I'm just going to carry on. I'm just going to carry on regardless whether people come in or not. I need to get, as I said, I need to get the mail call done. I need to get thing because that's what I'm saying. What I usually do is I tend to try and you've got to wait. So by the time you wait, and then all of a sudden a parcel comes in. So I usually sometimes what I'll do is I'll hold on to the parcel. So I'll try and make a sort of a system. I'll try and make the system so that the system comes in like there's one in, one back out, or there's one coming behind its back. So I know there's another one to come. There's another one to come. So there's always something that's content. Because I don't like that idea of no content. Because that was the whole idea for the channel anyway, was to put content for the channel. You don't have to sit in the thing, you don't have to sit in the chat, Andrew. I put a link up there. I put the link into the chat in the top. I always love when the thing as in the way this is done. That's a full roll or party, that's party shrink. Shrink that'll go in the bin. I usually throw them. Right, so that's something saying, right? There's you said you can't wait to see them, right? There's the box, right? So that's the box it's in. And then there's alright, you down the gym. You have some life, mate. That thing, mate. I sat here twiddling my thumbs half the time, but then I feel that it would be different. I would go to the gym if I didn't have to pay if I didn't have to pay any money to it, because I know some of the gyms as in they're expensive, or they've like it's like a membership. No, because that's what I said. Because there's the. I just don't want. I'm hoping. I'm like. I hope it doesn't fall apart. Hopefully that's not. That's why I said I didn't want it split up. Because that's the. They're all at B. That's what I'm saying. They're all at BU. They're all at BU. That's why. That's why I tried to get it before it did, because if it hadn't been sold, it'd have been split up. So every coin would have been taken out, and that's what I was like. That's what I was like. I need to get that. I didn't need to get it, but I was like, well, I really would like that because I was like, I could stick that up. Because that's what I was thinking. I was like, well, if I get a frame or whatever, I could either stick it inside it, or what I could do is I could get some kind of, because there's holes there. There's like 6 or 7 holes as in between, as you can see, there's 2 that's holding it. So there's 2 plastic or 3 cut of plastic ones there, and then you get holes there, so I could actually put nuts and bolts or whatever through it, so that basically then I could put a bit of string and then hang it. That's how I was like, well, that's the way I'll do it. But then I'm like, well, if I store it, I can store it in its box and put it away because it's not going to fall out. Because when you have them loose, they tend to all fall about the place and then end up, what if you spill them? But I quite like it because of the way it was built and the way it was designed. That's what I liked about it, because it's so sane. It's from it goes 1934. It starts from 1934 and goes the whole way through the Mint, or through the P&D and the S series. Because that's what I'm saying. There's them in the back. That's the back of them. So that's what I'm saying. Because usually the Wheaties, because that is the wheat set. That is the wheat set for 1934, because it goes 1934 to 58. Because there's 43. There's 43. So you get 43 plain. There's 43 plain in there. There's 43. There's 43 plain. And then you get 43 D, and then you get 43, and you get 43S. That's why I was like, well, it's a lot of money to pay out. But then I was like, well, if I pay that kind of money, I want it this sort of one. I would like them in mint, and I knew straight away when I saw it, when I clapped eyes on it, I was like, that's a set in its own. Hi, Bill. I was like, I would really like that. And then when obviously the sale had ended, and I emailed him and says, is that still available? And I says, well, I've not. And I try to sort of watch money at the same time. But then when I realised the thing, man, I says to him, I says, can you wait to the Friday till I see? And then I looked to Friday, I went, damn it, I'll just do it, and that's it, end of story. I was like, I'll have that. So that was in the box. That's in the box. Because I ordered the whole load of. Because I ordered the whole load of them as well. Because they tend to be bigger than the 1 cents, or the ones that you asked for. Because I like them a wee bit of space, because sometimes when they produce them, sometimes they're really tight, so you want to be able to shake it and basically from it drop out, instead of them being tight in there, because if they're too tight, they end up either don't go in, or they don't come out. 1934 bill, it starts for plain, because it goes 1934P, and then it goes 1934D, and then it goes 1935, which is plain again, and then you get 1935D, 35S, and then it goes all the way through to 50. It stops at 58. It stops at 58. At 58D. I know, that's why I usually get them. That's why I order them for Lemonhead, because if I can't get them anywhere, because the last time I went and bought more for Amazon, when they sent them, it says on the listing, it said, as in, it's showing the picture the cheaper version of them. Looks at it and goes, oh, that's okay then, I'll order 20. When I got them, they blooming sent me coin capsules and I was like, I don't want them. So I emailed them twice, 3 times I emailed them and says, these are not right. I says, can you send me the right ones, the tubes? Twice he come back, we don't know. I was like, well, you don't know if you've got them in stock. And then the third time when I emailed them, they just done me a refund. They says, well, I don't need to send the coin capsules back. I thought, well, I need to get them from somewhere. I thought, where am I going to order them from? And then I was like, Lemonhead said about if I needed any supplies or whatever, just to email them. So I was like, well, can you get me 20? He's like, I've got 15. I've not got 20, but I can get them. Aye, a good thing. They're quite good. They're quite tough. Quite tough plastic. You're right, Bill. They're quite good quality. I don't know where he gets them from, but he's got good sources. That's what I say about the guy. He's got good sources. That's what I like. If you email him, he usually. That's what I'm saying. This is why I do the mail call. That's why I try and do a mail call for him, and that's why I wait until. Bring me. I know that it might be worth doing it in smaller packages, but then if I did it in smaller packages, then it's going to the shipping price would go up further. So it's not worth me buying any products because obviously by the time the money's added on to the product, ends up if I went to go and try and sell it or I want to try and resell it, there's no profit. There's no profit in it. So it's better me just leaving it the way it is and do a big shipment, and then it means then I know that everything's in it, everything's put in that box because the way that when I go to Lemonhead sale, usually what he'll do is he'll invoice me for the products that I bought for that sale, and I'm usually as in the next day. I usually don't mess about. Usually, but either the day after or the day after that, I usually make sure that I paid my bills so that I know I paid that. It's done and dusted. I don't owe that money. That money's now out. Hi, George. George should actually be putting out his other channel. As in his other channel, instead of the Found It Buried one, he's one with a new auction one in it because he should be getting that one up and ready. As in thingy, because if George is doing Canadians, it means then I know exactly. You've already been paid. I know I always make sure that's how I see you, George, as and that's how I've got it all done, as in payment request or ask for a PayPal request because it is the email that I use is the one that I've got connected up to the PayPal thing. So if you send an invoice or a PayPal request, it means I've got an invoice sheet for that. It means then that all I have to do is press the accept button and the money then gets transferred. The money gets transferred over. It saves me faffing about and having to thing me because I heard that PayPal said if there's like one letter out of that, it can go to a different person, and that's why I usually request it so that I know it's going to the right person. Because sometimes I'll do like a test amount. I'll put a test amount out and then I'll send it and I'll say to them, can you email me back that you got that test amount? The test amount is so I know it goes to the right person. so I know it's spot bang on. Because I wouldn't like to turn around for because put it this way, George, my reputation is all I have. So my reputation, if I blacklist it or if I do wrong by it, it makes me look bad, and I don't like that. That's how my bills was always paid. I try and remember, because sometimes I've done different auctions and I'm like, but see if I owe somebody money, it's as if I've got this thing in the back of my head. It's like the back of my head, and it's telling me it's like something needling me, as if to say you owe something to somebody or you owe this to a certain person, and it'll really it'll play in my mind, and I'm like, I owe somebody money, but who was it? I'm trying to think. All right. I never seen that. It says capital. It actually says capital on it. I never even noticed that. It says capital BVD 18 or something. It says on it. There it's got capital there. So it's capital on the bottom of the box. I know, George, get that channel, get that plugged. Get that plugged, buddy. Make sure you really plug it. Because it'll just take, when you do a new channel, it takes time for you to build it. But then you built the other channel, so you probably would be able to shift. I don't know how you would do it, but you'd be able. I would assumed you'd be able to shift supporters from or buses or whatever you want to call it, from one channel to another. If you had the same channel or a channel named similar to your older channel, and be able to do it that way. Because as a collector, that's exactly what happens. You end up, what happens is you're looking for certain coins, you're trying to get them, you can't find them, and then you're having to break proofs, whatever, as in sets, because you're trying to break sets. See, when I'm trying to do it, instead of me buying full, it's like Andrew saying about, Andrew laughs about full rolls, as in calls, says I've got more rolls than Greg's. Right, now Greg's in the United Kingdom. I don't know if they're in America as well. Greg's is a baker's, right? So Andrew's got this thing that he thinks it's funny. You've got more rolls than Greg's, right? But the way I was trying to buy them was, instead of buying a full roll, I was trying to get different years or different year dates so that I could build up my own collection, or of my own private collection. So instead of me having to buy a full roll at the same year date, but I've actually stuck them by, and I'm like, I keep sticking them by until eventually I get the full set. I like that. That'll actually go and ding this. I'm saying, George, that'll go into my own private collection. That won't go anywhere. That won't get split up. That's my own private. That'll go into the thing, mate. That'll get in the. It'll either get hung up, or eventually get hung up, or it'll get stored somewhere at the road. So I know I've got that. I know that I've finished. That's Lincoln's finished. But although that I've finished Lincoln's, I've got 4 bags with singles in them. So that's their samples for their sample specimens. And then I've got a full box that's made up for as auction material. So that, because I need to start downsizing, because so many boxes, as in it's starting to fill up the room. I'm frightened either I'm frightened either I'll either break my neck trying to get past it, or the stuff will get actually smashed with me standing on top of it. So instead of me standing on top of it, what I want to do is I want to try and sell all the Doubler stuff that I've got. All the Doubler stuff will go. And this is what I'm trying to think up these ideas. I'm here trying to think up, right, would it be worth my while doing giveaway? Would it be worth my while doing auctions? Because if I was to recoup some of that money the amount of stuff that I bought off out of auctions, that would recoup some of the money back. It means then I could buy more coins for that money. It's not the money factor. I didn't build the channel for the money factor. It wasn't for money factor. It was to build two communities and feel part of something, because I'd never felt part of any community or any membership thing, or felt as if I felt as if I was always an outsider and looking into things, as in looking in, and I never felt that I was part of anything, and that was the whole idea. When the Americans accepted me into their community, to me at first, I didn't know how to accept it, and eventually it took a while, and now it's like overwhelming. But I'm not, well, there must be other collectors in the United Kingdom that are into USA coins. And I'm thinking, well, maybe I've done the wrong thing. Maybe I've put my money into something and it might not work. But I was willing to take that chance. I was willing to take that risk. It might work, it might not. But if I get really stuck, I probably could put some of it on eBay, but then I don't really want to put it on eBay, because the whole idea was to put it through the channel, which meant it would cut down the costs, so the cost would be a lot less. There's something I was going to say, I was trying to think here. See, the whole idea was to get the goal in the 1K, which George helped. There was a lot of help that happened. George was included. A lot of the American channels helped, which was a great help to get to the 1K. After reaching that 1K, I try to work out what goal to set. I'm not one for the monetization, but what I am thinking is, if I set that monetization, or I get to that monetization part, it means I can put out content as much as I possibly can. The live streams I'll work out a consistent day and put out a live stream for all the supporters. Now, I'm not sectioning any of the supporters off. I'm not sectioning the UK. I'm not rolling out the USA. But the thing is, when you're sending stuff back to America, this is the problem. The shipping is expensive. So the whole idea was to cover the shipping cost. So I was like, well, if I done like a grab bag or spin the wheel or something like that, and they either donated to it using the PayPal, but the whole thing is, what I was thinking is, if eventually I get to that goal, that happens, and I'm not asking for people, they have to put money into PayPal. If they donate, what I'm thinking is, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to give coins back for the donations, because I couldn't get my head round when I heard this donations thing on YouTube. It made me feel in my own head. It made me feel like charity case. That's how it felt when you see donations. It was like charity case. So to me, I've never been one like a charity case. I wouldn't know how to accept somebody going, there's $200 or there's $700. Do what the hell you want with it. I wouldn't know what to do with it. I'd be like, $700. But then I'd be like, well, why did you give me it in the first place? In my own head, I would be like, why have you given me this money? Why have you given me all this money for? Is it something that you? So you've? It's like when you're out working in a full-time job, you're out working for an employer for to make him money. He then pays you wages. So to me, it feels like somebody giving me it. I'd be like, what you want? What you want or what you after? What you after? What do you want me to do for that money? So for me to not feel as if a charity case, this was the whole idea. Set up PayPal, get the super chats. When that all happens, I'm like, but then I'm like, what am I? I'm all going to put out content, so I'm not giving back. So to me, it feels as if all you're doing is going to an auction and you're take. I was like, well, what can I put back into the community? What can I put back into this community? And I was like, hold on a minute here. If I put out content, if I do this, and all the things started tingling in my head to these ideas. And when I have ideas, sometimes I don't always run with the ideas that I have in my head. Sometimes I'll say them out loud, and then I've seen people that'll, I wouldn't say they use them. They see something and they run with it. They run with an idea, which is good for somebody to run with an idea and it to work. When it works for them, I'm like, I'm really happy for them. I'm like, that's work for you. That's really that. I'm happy for you. I'm not jealous and envious of you. I'm happy for you. That's worked. Then that inspires me to see somebody doing well. That inspires me. Oh well, if they can do it, I must be able to do it. I might not do it as well as what he does it, or I might not do it the way he does it. But I'm gonna adapt to that idea. I'm gonna try it, see what happens. If it don't work, I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna adapt it, change it. And this is what I'm saying. And that was the whole idea. Well, you've got all these coins out. You don't really need them. You don't really need them all. You don't really need them all. Because I try not to buy everything in an auction and I try not to bid over people, but then when you're bidding an auction, you have no friends in auction. If you want a coin, that's the whole idea behind an auction. You bid for it. You want that coin or you like that coin. You've got a price in your head, how much you want that coin. Because that's what I'm saying. And what I've done, George, is I've took out the nicer. That's what I'm saying. I've took out the nicer ones of the Lincoln, the actual wheats. And that's what Andrew says. Well, why don't you? Because when I started giving Andrew grab bags, he was like, I don't even know what these coins are. I am a coin collector, but I just don't know what the coins are. He's like, well, why don't you put on, like, for instance, the country or something, so that I can then see, right, that comes for that, and then put the year date on it. And once he said that, I was like, well, hold on a minute here. And I was like, this is when I'd started doing, this is a full box, George. This is like, I've got like 2 boxes full, as in, so, but that's what I'm saying. The coins come off a Lemonhead, they come off but I think about 3 different places they came off of. And that's what I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to get good stock for to put into other people's collections, because I love the idea of it going into somebody else's collection. I'm not bothered if somebody buys off of me or I give them something and they sell it. Whatever they do with it, that's totally up to them. I'm not one of these people that I'm sort of trader myself, right? So I try and buy coins at affordable price. to give a good deal out to other people. I do the best of I give them the best of quality, and I give them for as in I don't overkill it with the price, so there's still a bit left in it for another dealer. Because that's what I used to do on eBay. I used to buy up phones in bulk. So I might spend like, say for instance, I buy 50. I might buy like 50 phones. But I buy them as like untested. So they might work, they might not work. I buy 50. I might spend like £90 for the whole lot. I'll go through them and I'll put like I used to do like a 2-lot. So I'd do a 2-lot. And I would start them at, say for instance, I work out, right, I might get, say for instance, you bought 40 and you got 20 out it. So you divide your 20 up so you would know what they were as in singly, price singly. And then what I would do was, I would start them for that low price as in the starting price, and then do the description, put the photographs together, and then what I would do was, instead of putting it like, see, this is what's killed eBay, is this free postage. There's not such a thing as free postage. What happens is they tend to include it in the price, and they buy it now, or the starting price. I never did that. I used to put a starting price and then I would put, because I used to do it for, as in worldwide, as in phones, but then they changed the law on sending phones in on the plane. They started doing this thing that, hi Muscle Shell, they started doing a thing where, but the lithium batteries and this car on, so you couldn't put a phone as in, what they done was they said the phone has to be connected to the battery has to be connected to the device. So the battery you had to put into the phone. But then they started cracking up about the lithium batteries, as in they can't be out their packaging and all this carry on. They stopped doing it to other countries and started doing. But then I noticed that I lost a lot of sales by doing that, by keeping them in the United Kingdom. But I used to have a lot of dealers or other traders that would buy off me. But sometimes you wouldn't know if they were dealers or whether they were general public. You wouldn't know that because they would either put their home address on it, so you wouldn't know. I just got this, I would get this feeling about a certain user ID or a certain person, and I'd be like, that's a dealer, that's not. So, but then my philosophy was, as long as my customers were happy, then I was happy. But it was a labour. I've always done it for a labour of love. I get the buzz. It's like when I'm in auction, it's the buzz of bidding for it, and where I win it or not. And if I don't, if I don't win it, I don't. There's no bones about it. I'm like 6 months later or 4 months later, I know that the coins will come up, or another set as good as that will come up. So I don't really worry about it. But it's the buzz that I get out of bidding for it in auction. That's the part I love. Is the buzz? Is that it's that buzz, that part of it. It's not the selling it part. It's not the actual buying. The buying part. It's the buzz of getting out, as in where you're going to win that item. And that's the part I love. But I also love being that I feel like I'm part of the community and I'm welcomed by people, because when I'm watching other creators' videos, I never be negative on a comment, or I try not to be negative in a comment or to offend anybody, because I'm not really an offensive person. I'm not a selfish person. I'm not one of these people that it's got to be my own way. I've never, I don't ban, the thing is, I don't ban anybody in the channel. If I fall out with somebody and they fell out with me, I don't ban them and say they can't come in there as long as they're polite and not bash other people, because I don't get the idea of bashing other channels, whether they're right or wrong in what they've done, said, or the way they do things. I don't take offence to anything. It's like some people, it's like me with a joke. It takes a while for me to understand the joke or understand people when they're upset or they're angry at me. When people say, I want a word with you, I get up on edge, no, that it's no, I'm like, oh no, I've done it again, no, and I'm thinking all these negative thoughts in my head about as in this person saying, I want a word, and I'm like, and sometimes I've got to turn around and say, well, can you tell me, does that mean that I'm in trouble with you or in bother with you, or I've said, because I don't want to, when it's conflict, I don't deal with it well. I don't really deal with it well. It's, to me, it's like I'll face the music, but it's like me understanding it. It takes a lot for me to understand where I've went wrong, and that's why I try to tell people that if I've said something wrong, I would rather them cut, instead of doing it in here, for somebody to email me and say, I want to work with you, I don't think that was right, or for, like, I've got certain friends that now have accepted me, like Hi Ho and stuff like that, and sometimes if I feel as if I'm in the wrong or I need that second opinion, I'll message somebody and say, look, but me trying to put it over, me trying to tell it or explain it the way I see it in my head, it's hard for me to do that. And when somebody grasps me or understands me properly because of the way I am, when they understand me properly, I understand where you're coming from. And when people, I 710, when people say that and they get me, that's a lot for me to take in, as in that they understand how I see it in my own head, and for them to explain it, well, I think you did it wrong, but they're not telling you. When two friends are talking, they never turn around and say to the other friend, you've done it wrong. They try and advise you, but they put it in a way that it's like simple format, and it's like they're not telling you you were wrong. They're trying to advise you, to tell you, look, I think you might have went it slightly the wrong way, but they're trying to tell you how to adapt it, and that's when you sometimes. I know sometimes I forget to slow down, and sometimes I don't see. I don't take offence by that now. People, it's like people turn around and say, "Can you down?" At first, I was like, at first of all, when I first started doing live streams and on panels and stuff like that, it was a stage where I was like, oh, and I just wanted to hit my head against the brick wall. And then I was like, no, they don't. It's to them, it's like a chicken. It's like you're talking gobbledygook. They don't understand you because you're going so fast. You can understand it, but they can't understand it. You need to be able to slow it down slightly, as in, and take just a wee bit more time with saying things, because they're trying to understand the accent, or the accent is broad and some people just don't 100% catch it because they're not. It's like trying to absorb something into your brain, and it sometimes it takes people longer. Hi Lisa, I'm fine. Sometimes it takes people longer. I went off topic because that was the whole idea, was to tell me, because Lemonhead should be on. later on. So his auction should be later on, as in their time. This is what I'm trying to do. I was trying to get through it. So I've showed that because a lot of other people's come in, right? So that's 1934, and that's wheat cents, right? So let's get on with it, because if I don't get on with this, it'll never get done, and then everybody. But you were supposed to be showing coins. You were supposed to show me what you had. So that's going into my That's from my collection. Because I tend to try and buy a bit for the chat. I try and buy a bit for the channel, and then I try and buy stuff from my own collection. So I'm trying to do two things at once. So because I want to try and get through the box. I want to try, because Andrew's got 2 bits that I owe Andrew 2 bits. So I'm trying to find, because we've done it away so that basically, George, you need to go back for that one. I already showed that Andrew's seen it and telling me, but that's not his. He's bought 1 bit for Lemonhead, which he purchased off of Lemonhead. He paid Lemonhead for it, and then he bought another one off of me. But then he turned around and says, "Is it all right to stick it in yours? What Miss Canadian does with you, George?" So I says, "Okay, it's all right with me, because a lot of times that I send him bits that he's bought off of me, so it is a client." That's what I'm saying. It's a client of mine's. I met him through somebody else, and we ended up. This is how it happened, and I was like, "But he buys off of Shibby. I don't buy off of Shibby. Shibby's got good stuff as well, but the thing is, I don't want to be in the same places as certain people. It's not because I don't like them. I just don't want to be bidding on top of them. I would rather them get stuff that they like, because I'm quite happy who I buy off of." That's Canadian. That's Canadian, George. I wondered what that was there, and then I realised that's Canadian. That's Canadian pennies. It's Canadian small cent. I know. I don't know if it's the settings on this or where it's StreamYard's they're crappy. They've changed the settings or something. I'm not sure. So that says the dates are 1920 to date. So this is what I'm saying. See, with a book, it ends up, it goes dead dark. They go dead dark in colour. See, I like finishing this. I'm saying I like finishing albums off. If somebody started it, but then I know that sometimes that some of the coins go dearer. But I like finishing. I might not finish it. I might not ever finish it. I might get to so far and then that's it. But I like the idea. I'm not too keen on the albums themselves, as in the sort of. It's not the coins that's in them. It's the actual the albums themselves. I think that's what discolours the coin. Actually, the thing with the card or whatever. I will, George, because I'm always doing me. But that's what I'm saying. I've got ones too. That's what I keep saying to people. If you give me a list of me ones that you're all looking for, because I have bought Canadian pennies. That's how I keep buying. People go like that, but why you keep buying rolls? And then they don't understand why I'm buying these rolls. It's because I only want. That's what I'm saying. It's not a want. I wouldn't say want. I would like like 2 coins out of every date, or as in a full set. So as I'm saying, I would only take 2 out of them, but they're in nice condition, and they're 74s. They're nickel. That's nickels, or 5 cent. 5 cents as I call them, but they used to call them nickels over there. Out of full trays of them. I've got ones in like that, which I bought off. That's what I'm saying. I bought off a Lemonhead a long time ago. But that's what I'm saying. I've stocked up for about 2 years. I've actually stocked up, George, for about the last 2 years with stuff. That much. That's what I'm saying. I got that much stuff. It's unreal. As in for Lemonhead, Joe Durbin, because Joe used to go to Lemonheads and he used to say to Lemonhead, and Lemonhead turned around and says to him one day, "You actually need to start doing auctions." But I think Joe was like, "I don't really want to do them." I don't think he was frightened. I think he was just sort of worried that how Lemonhead would take that, as in somebody else doing auctions, and then Joe started doing auctions himself. So when Joe started doing auctions, I started going there, but I wasn't. It was like Lincoln was moderator, but he wasn't being. I'm trying to think of the word, how to put it, the right context to put it. Lincoln wasn't being like, "You're not allowed in here." It was like there were certain rules, and he was following the rule. He was following the rules. Lincoln Coins, but it was like two of them that turned around and sort of spoke up for me and turned around and said, "Oh, how come you're not letting Alec in here?" And when that happened, after that happened, that's when I got let in the doors, and that's when it really went to. It was 10 times worse. As I'm saying, it's like I've had to cut down on the amount of stuff that I've been buying lately because I've got savings and I'm like, but then when I see the figures go down and down and down and down, and I'm like, "Oh no," and I'm like, I can't keep doing this. But then it's like, as Lemonhead said, it's like having candy in a candy store, and you see all these nice things, and you go, "I like that one, but I like that one." But as Lemonhead says, you give somebody too many choices, they start getting so confused. They don't know which one they actually want. So I'm like, a bit of this, a bit of that. But then because you want to resell it, you're sort of making sure you're trying to make sure that you've got a bit of this and a bit of that. Because no everybody will like nickels, no everybody will like 1 cents, no everybody will like halves. Some will like Ike, some will like Morgan dollars. So you have to, if you're going to do something and you're going to bring it to the table, you're going to have a bit for everybody. Highlights, likes, so you're going to have a bit for everybody. But that's when it becomes more expensive. Because there's a, I don't even know which one. I don't even know which year they are. They're dimes. I think they were off a coin op. Because that's what happens is coin op won't do worldwide, but coin op will send it to Joe Durbin, and then Joe Durbin then sends it to me. So that box, there's one actually that's just come in for the 23rd. That one's Joe's. So that's what I'm saying. What I'm doing is I'm putting out content for. That was about a week or so ago, but I kept that one behind. So what I done was I done Joe's first, Joe's one for February, and then what I've done is I'm doing now Lemonheads. So I'm doing Lemonheads one. I was already done another one of Lemonheads, as I'm saying. So I'm sort of whatever parcels coming in, and what I'm doing is I'm doing the backlog in them, but I'm having to wait for parcels to come in. I'll have to wait for them to come in because there's a. That's what I'm saying, because Lemonhead's got it dated the 3rd, the 23rd. keeps me right and it keeps him right. I wouldn't say I want them all. I would like a set for every year. I would like at least a set for every year. I wouldn't say that I want them all, because you can't run around. If you start doing, it's like you doing something and you have, it's like having a cafe 74, but as you have that cafe 74, so what you would do is you would have it be in rough shape or whatever, then you would buy a whole load of parts, you put the parts on, and then eventually somebody come along and say, I really like that car, how much do you want for it? And then resell it off. But some of it's not for resale. It's just that I like American coins. I'm not a fan of the British. I'm not a fan of the British coins. That's the British coins. That's Scottish, well, English coins, or England, but they're Scottish as well. So we get them. So we don't see American or Canadian unless they're mixed. They're mixed up. Hank's Gas Nation. We don't get them, so we don't see. And that's what I'm saying. I like the different designs on them. Hank's cranky. See, when I get new supporters or new, what I usually do is if I get a new supporter and I say, I'm supporting the channel, Hi David, thanks. When they say they're supporting the channel, what I usually do is I take time out, and what I usually do is I look at the content. If it's something relating to me and it's interesting, that something that I do or something that I like, I'll then click their but I'll end up clicking their button. And then what I usually do is I'll watch one of their videos and I'll put a comment to that saying that I'm now as whatever. Gas Nation, she's got a good channel. David's her brother. So David's her brother and Marina's, that's I think his sister. So if you haven't checked Gas Nation, check Gas Nation out. Gas Nation originally called herself Gas Nation because she used to fart. You used to fart on the channel, but there was a discrepancy with YouTube, and she had to stop doing that kind of content. So she had to come up with new content, but she's like got like 2,000 supporters, but she supports a lot of channels out there. Right, so you get there's Susan B. Anthony, 1979. So there's 1979, and there's 1978 Eisenhower dollar. See, I wouldn't split it up because it's in that card. I tend to leave it the way it is, and I like it because it's telling you. So it's telling you the information on the actual sheet itself. Because on the back, I think, see Susan B. Anthony's information's on that side, and the Eisenhower dollar is on the opposite side. See, I like a lot of the history behind them. That's the part I like about them. I don't hold anybody that you have to stay here and you have to watch all the content and all the rest. I'm not. You can stay as long as you like. You can go if you want. As in, you don't have to. If you don't like the content, you don't have to watch my content. I don't. Some people do love coins and some people love different ones. I didn't know that was a thing, man. I didn't know that was nearly a full. I didn't know that. Unless maybe I bought them separate. I don't know. There's 2003. That's 2003. Because that's Philadelphia and that's Denver. So that's Denver up there and that's Philly up and that's Philly down there. But I like it because it's in that. That's what I'm saying. Some of it gets kept for my own collection because I really like it. Exactly, George, and then you're trying to work out how many hands have they been in. They can't. The coin can't. In an auction, they can only tell you the last place or where it came from or whose collection it came out of. They can't tell you how many hands that coin's been in. And this is what I love because if a coin could tell its own story and it wrote it, we'd be like, wow, you've been in so many hands. It's like a car that's had so many owners, but it tells you it's had 10 owners and it can tell you the last owner so you can go back the ownership. But with collectors, some people they're anonymous or they don't exist anymore or somebody in the family died and they downsized the collection. They didn't. It's amazing the story. It's like as you said, as a lot of Americans said, if a coin could tell a story, oh my god, you'd be like, wow. Hi Armando. It's fine, Armando. It's fine. Even just saying hello, at least to ding me, because as I'm saying, I always give recognition. As I'm saying, I'm not looking at. I've not got the YouTube open, but what I've got is I've got the StreamYard, so I'm watching. I'm doing it live with StreamYard, so I've got the StreamYards open, but in the other section, the comments are shown. So as I'm saying, whoever's a moderator, if you're a moderator, get your own channels out there on the stream, plus also as in tag each other, so that everybody gets as in to grow their channel, because that's the whole idea. I'm wanting two communities to grow together or two communities to link up to each other. So and me feeling just as if I'm only wanting to feel as if I'm part of it. I only want to feel part of it for me to, as in like recognition that you are part of this community, you're part of it as well as what we are, and for people to understand that, as in me feeling part of it, that I'm involved in something. That was the whole idea behind it. But I had to have some kind of content. There's no point in me being a supporter and having no content or not using YouTube fully. To me, that's just like lying dormant. It's like you having an eBay account and you're allowed to buy and sell off it, but people use it for buying, so you're not using its full potential. That to me doesn't. I don't comprehend that. Why not use it to its full extreme? In 1972. So that's what I'm saying. Some of the sets is different. You get like the clad or the proof, and it'll be like in a box. It's like there's right. So there's the ones with the cards, right? And I want to go through it, right? But I'm going to show you the. You all know the difference. It's like showing. Do you know what I mean? Me trying to teach people that know what they're doing, know what they're talking about. There's an 81, right? That's in a different. That's what I'm saying. They're in different packaging, right? So there's 81, right? But sometimes that will either be in a black box, or it'll be in a purple, or it'll be in a burgundy box. The ones have got like a plastic stand. The ones have got a plastic stand. There's that one's like that. So that one's got. That's what I'm saying. That's like plastic. So that's got that. And that 81. That 81 should have like that. And then you get that, which is a blue box. It's like 72. And then you get SMA. That's MSS. So that's 66. So that's what I'm saying. The sets, the packaging is all different. And when I saw that packaging, I'm like, oh, I like that packaging. I like that packaging because that's like 84 saying Los Angeles. That's showing the space rockets and all that, and then it's showing the Olympic, that's gymnastics. That's swimming and all that, and there's cycling, and there's horse racing. Or show jumping, as they call this show jumping, sometimes it's classed as. There's 1989. And then there's one with Homeland. There's one with 2002 with ice skating, and it's in Homeland Security. And that one looks like, I don't know, that's archery, which I know, that's archery Munich. And then you get the two of them are convalescing or whatever, are talking in agreement. And there's Panda Bear, which is that'd be China, or I think that'd be China, because it's Panda, that's Panda Bears. See, I'm talking to he's obviously debating with him, as in, so they're in the discussion between the two of them. 1972. But that's what I'm saying. They ones will stay in my own collection. Because what I usually do is I'll decide which ones that I really like to keep, and I'm like, right, I like that one, I like this. And then I'll debate, because I'll sit and debate and I'll go, well, do I like it that way, or do I like it that way? But then instead of me getting all finger marks and all dirty, I tend to put that away. That'll get put away, and it might not ever come back out again. Because I've got a cupboard, and what I usually do is I either put it in back in its box that it came in, the shipping box, or what I usually do is I'll stick it away or put it somewhere that I wouldn't worry, George, as in there might be only like fat, because there's a few there's like hands coins on at the moment. There's a couple of UK channels, but I don't know who's, as in Gas Nation. Gas Nation was live streaming before I come on. I don't know if thing with Gas Nation's finished, because there was, I think, 10 in here. But that's what I'm saying, people come in and out of this stream. I've never had ones where everybody just stays. I have like all different people come in and out, in and out, in and out. I actually like that way, where it's in and out, in and out. Because they don't have to stay if they don't want to. I just want to go through the box, George. I want to get everything around me, so that what I want to do is go through the box, show everything out, and then eventually I'll start sorting it out. But what I'm trying to do is I'm waiting for stuff coming in, and what I'll do is I'll show it. So I want to do, like, so I'm doing live mails calls, because I've got other mail calls to do as well. That's Douglas Reese. As I'm saying, I've kept it in no, it's went to Joe Durbin. I've kept it in a box, so that's I have mail call. That's a mail call for Douglas Reese's channel. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to show I'm not want to show the address because that is data protection. That is like what they call doxing. I don't do doxing. And all this says I'm going to eventually do that, but I'm waiting stuff coming in, and then I'm trying to get the room squared up, and then I'm trying to get stuff moved all the time, and then I'm trying to get because that I need if to get to the monetization, I need to get 4,000 watchers, which I'm only at 290. It was at 296. I'm at 297 now or something. I think it is, or 270. I think it was 269, which is I'm at 270 or something. I think so. I'm sort of the when you look at that's the part that's annoying me because it's like you look at the revometer and it's away down at the bottom. You're like, what? So I've done 2 years and it's still at the bottom. So because what happens is 365 days comes and then you start from the beginning again. So you have to have it like, in the 365 days before it comes back round again. You have to have the 4,000 watchers. So you've got to have them on before the last time when you first started. And that's the whole idea, is to get that part. But the whole idea for the monetization, it's not for the money factor. It's so that I then can put all the bits on, like the super chats on, the PayPal on, because I'm not expecting donations. But that was the whole idea, that when I get that part on, I'm going to sit with a bit of pen and paper, and every time I get a super chat, I'm going to do what George does. I'm going to put a name down, and I'm going to put $5 or whatever was donated. And then when it gets to a certain amount, I'm going to turn around and say to that person, I need you to email me. I need you to email me, and me to make up a package for them. And for me to know that money's secured, because that pays for the postage as in the international tract, because that's what I'm hoping. Because when I'm sending a client or sending to somebody, if I put it normal postage, I don't know whether that person will get it or not. So I've got to hope that person gets it. And that's the worst part of it. If it would upset me for somebody to email me and say, Alexander, that parcel you sent me, I never received it. It makes me feel bad. It makes me look bad in front of them, and I can't do that. And that's the whole idea behind it, was to put out some kind of content, and so it felt as if I was working for it. I'm working for it. So I deserve everything I get. So it's like, if you wreck your channel, it's only you to blame. It's only you that can ting me as in, but that's what people don't. I don't know if people understand that, but a person will kick themselves 10 times harder than anybody else can, and they'll tend to ting me if they blame themselves. They'll give themselves a hard time. You don't have to give them a hard time. They give themselves a hard time. They kick themselves harder, as in twice as hard. And this is what I'm doing. I'm actually using my reputation, and my reputation means a lot to me, as in for somebody, and it makes me happy. Somebody I got my parcel, and it's like giving a kid candy for the first time, and it's like, wow, and it's so excited. That's like when you send somebody an item, and they're like, what? They didn't expect it for you them to get it. But if they've gave money to a channel or donated to a channel, they're entitled to get something back. This is that's why I'm doing it for. Is because I saw something on eBay. I noticed the shipping was dear, and I was like, well, I'm not going to charge people shipping in the UK. I'm going to do it as in, if I send them a parcel, I'm not going to worry about as in how much it's cost me to ship it from America to here. If they're in the UK, it means then I've got coins. I can actually turn around and say to them, I've got coins for America. Are you interested in them? And then we turn around and say, well, how much is it going to cost me? Or them, because I'm trying to do it affordable for them so that I can turn around and say, because if I send it in the United Kingdom, I can send it recorded delivery. I can either send it first class recorded delivery, I can send it second class recorded delivery, or I can send it special delivery recorded. Special delivery is a lot dearer than what second class and first class recorded is, but it means then they've got a tracking number. It means then that I can turn around and say, I did send it. There's the tracking number. There's the tracking number. It's fine, George. I can turn around and say, there's a tracking number. And this is what when I send a parcel back to them, I've sent parcels back in America because I wanted to find out what the cost was. And every time I go to the post office, they'll ask me what's in that parcel. And I'm like, why do you want to know? Because they want to gun it. They want to, with the scanner, they want to gun it. They never used to do it, but they do now. They gun it. They actually gun it. But they don't know what's inside it, so you can tell them anything. But then you have to fill out a declaration form. And I just turn around and say to them, it's made like that. But then they're like, well, it's going to cost you that. They've got a price sheet. They don't, it's not like you go to them and turn around and say, right, what's the best way of sending that? What way do you want it? Do you want it the cheapest way? They don't want to start a conversation with you. They only want it in and out, back in. Do you know what annoys me even worse? There is no customer service anymore. You walk into a shop, you buy an item, right? They're fine in selling you that item. You walk out, you try and set it up, you have problems, take it back to the shop. They don't want to know. They don't want to know. They just want you in and out because that's what they're told. Just sell the product. If there's any problems, this is where they have to send it. So then end up that you're emailing the company. You're trying to get a response to the company. They're turning around saying it's your fault. You damaged it. No, I didn't damage it. That product should have worked for 2 years. I paid that for it. It's like they used to say the customer's always right. No, it's not the case. It's a case of just sell a product. That's what they're told in the shop. As in when they go for a job interview, they're trained up for to sell products. They're not interested in problems or whatever else and solving it. I'm one of these people that'll sit with a customer and problem solve anything. I do it with I do it with Facebook group. I've started learning up about unlocking phones and all that, Karen, right? I'm in groups and they're asking for information. I've had a problem with model number J65656. It's got BG159. Nobody wants to actually search anything anymore and actually look. But I like them. I like them challenges. I love them challenges. You get people and they've got a problem, but they can't figure out the problem. So they put help. Can you help me? Usually it'll say on the timeline, it'll say, can you help me? Such and such, and it'll tell you a little description about something. I love it. It's like Andrew came to me, and Andrew had bought this coin, and on it, I think it was $50, and there was somebody engraved a hat, and so Andrew showed me it. Andrew says, "What do you think it looks like? Do you know any information about this?" I took a and look at it, and I goes, "I recognise that art. I recognise hi-ho. I recognise the artist on that." I'm like, she's famous, or he or she is famous. I went, that's a hope. I went, that's Hobo. He went, is it a, do you know, how would you find, he was trying to find out, how do you find out the artist? So I sat with him, and I sat with him, see doing that bit of research, that's what I love. I love a challenge, I love a problem that somebody's got and they come to me, or they come for that help and advice, and they tell me and say, I'm not sure about that. Can you tell me more about it? And you can actually sit and work it with them and turn around and say, well, I've looked, because I gave Andrew the pictures and all that. I was like, this is here, and that's there, and this is where I found, telling them exactly where I found it. Every bit of information I was giving them, I telling them where I found it, showing them the pictures that I'd found, and the rest, and how I tracked it. As I'm saying, I love the bits. Hi, Brawley. I love that. I love sitting doing that because it gives me something to do. Because I get bored. Sometimes I get bored. I get bored sat here doing that and twiddling my thumbs sometimes. Because that's a whole load of pennies. I knew that was going to happen. I don't know if it's tape that's ripping it or whatever. It's falling out the bag. It's Lemonhead's marked it. So that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to help with different things. So there's 63D. And 63D. There's 68S. And there's 2010P. That's what I'll do. Sometimes I just show it up to the camera because I'm trying to double through it. There's 2010D that it says on it. As that's a full roll. But then there's errors and varieties in them. There'll be errors and varieties. So some people will tend to look through them to find the errors and varieties, but I tend to I go through it quick. I don't know if that's Wheaties because says 20. That says 20s on them. They're 20s. They're 30. They're 30s. That's something to go through there. Is what I'll do is I'll take out some for myself, and then what I'll do is whatever I can find, as in the good ones, I'll take all the good ones out. Everybody's like, how the hell are you going to take them back as the ones that you don't want to? Don't know yet. I haven't a clue. Yeah, it says 19. They want to say 1950s. Like in wheat cents. There's another one that says 1920s on like wheat cents. See, sometimes they're like ones that Lemonhead done them himself, but they aren't. They're somebody's collection. Has that still got the label? That's still got the label. It's still sealed. That's still sealed. But it's still the best of quality. They'll still be the best of quality. They'll still be the best of quality ones because Lemonhead picked them. Lemonhead's put him in it. He's done it himself, and his quality is good. Because I was hoping to get a full set of them. That's what I was trying to do, get a full set. That was before I took that 1934. that's 1940s. There's times where sometimes I don't charge a person, they become a friend, and I'm like, and then they're like, and I'm like, I don't want to. I'm one of these people that I don't want to ask too much for something. Plus, I don't want them feeling like they, as if you actually took advantage or you ripped them off. And I'm like, I don't know what to ask or as in how much to ask. And I'm like, how do I work this one? And there's been times where I've been like, I've turned around and said to somebody, if you tell me as in what you actually need or the ones that you're looking for, and if I've got them, if I've got doublers of them, I will send them stuff. It's not about, as I'm saying, it's not, I'm not trying to keep as in to an acceptable level, as in so that I'm end up, it's not as if I'm constant, because that's how it sometimes feels, as if you're subsidised and you're constantly taking out your pocket, and it gets to a time where you're like, when's this going to end? How far is this going to go? As in, then you look, it's like somebody trying to dig in their pocket deep enough, and it gets to saying, and you're like, not much left. Is that all and you're like, is that all I've got? And I think this is what that's how I was like, well, if I can do it this way and I do it that way, and then I'm trying to get it right, because I don't want people turning, but you're only here for the money and you're only this and you're that. I don't want none of that carry on. I don't want to hear all that and people coming to me and it end up, because that's, I don't want that. I don't want it to be like a drama channel. It wasn't set out to be a drama channel at all. See, sometimes when I do a video, it's me with experiences of as I'm going through with the channel, the experiences that I'm having and the problems I'm having, and it's me showing that it's not just straightforward. There's barriers, there's hurdles to overcome without it feeling as if he's in the wrong, she's in the wrong, he's in the wrong, he's in the right, or that kind of carry on. I don't want it feeling like that. The 1910s. I bet you any money. I bet you any money there's not a 19, there will not be a 1909 in that. I'm still, I'm, sh- I'm not 100% positive. I'm sure I had, or I think I had a 1909 S. And was it a VDB? I don't even know what a VDB. The only time I know I have got a 1909. Exactly, George. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Oh, sorry. Hi ho. Aye. Exactly. Exactly, buddy. Don't want it being like he's wrong, she's wrong, and all that. And you point, and it's like somebody that's pointing it out. But as they always said, the messenger always gets shot. But I'm not doing that. It's like I'm using my experiences and the tribulations I'm overcoming, as an even though that I'm in the community, and to show people, look, this is not as easy as you think it is, because people are looking at it and going, YouTube, I want to be a creator. I want to do this full time. But they don't understand there's a lot of things that go with it. On YouTube, you got to have a hard skin. There's people where they will, as an attack, verbally or physically attack you, or not physically but verbally attack you, and there is trolls and all the rest, and you have to watch out for them. But that's what I'm trying to. It's me trying to let them realise that it's not as easy as they think for a creator. It's not. You can think of doing a video, and you go, "I've got this great video," and the idea's spot bang on, and you think it's a great idea, and you think it through and you go, I'll do it. So you run with it, and then you get people that turn and say, you shouldn't have done this and you shouldn't have done that, and that was wrong, and what you said was wrong. No, that's your opinion. You're entitled to your views and your opinions. It's like your views and opinions of a person, subject, topic, whatever. You're allowed that. You're allowed that, because they used to say freedom of speech. But when you start doing freedom of speech, sometimes it doesn't work for you. It goes sometimes against you. So you're like, well, do I do it that way? And by the time you're like, it would put you off doing videos, but you're like, I don't want to put this content out. I would like to put this content out. It's not about anybody. It's the way you're thinking, or the way that you feel that it should be, or that you see it. You see it. Because it's like a picture. To me, it's like a picture in my head. I've got like a picture in my head, and I put it onto the wall. So I'm painting. So it's like an artist painting, and he's painting a picture, but he's showing you as he's doing it. So he's showing you a part at a time, and that's what you're doing with videos. You're showing them a part at a time, showing them how you feel it should be done, and the way you done it. It's not saying that they should do it that way. It's nothing about that. That's all I say. I'm showing bits, but I'm talking at the same time, and I'm sort of, that's what people say. I sort of, sometimes I go off on a tangent. I'm not. I'm running with the chat, so I'm running with the chat so that people know that I'm acknowledging them. And when somebody says something, it can sometimes take off the topic of what you're supposed to be doing. But instead of me just putting out there and not acknowledging people, I don't like the fact of doing that. As in, well, the title says this, and this is what we're doing. The title says that, but it could go off total different road altogether, because I'm interacting with you guys. Yous are the real, as Oz Art says, yous are the real MVPs. Yous are what makes my channel, mine's my channel, is yous supporting me. So yous are supporting me, but then I've got to acknowledge yous guys, and that's what I'm doing. I'm acknowledging yous guys. I'm watching the topics, or I'm watching the chat to what the chat says. Instead of answering the questions, I'm answering the topics or the discussion and where it's going. Don't even know what that is. Oh, that's the new, right, that's the new one. That's the one I actually asked Lemonhead, could I get one of them? I dropped a week, a poor week. I'm a lemon and a penny. I'm a lemon. Because that's his Lemonhead Penny. So that's the penny, and that's the lemon. So the lemon actually works with the penny. Oz Art done him, and he's done it well. He's done it well. So he has. I think George was showing the other day. I saw George has got about 3 of them. I saw George with about 3 of them. Oh, I'm Lincoln's right. I am slightly. I wouldn't say crazy, and I wouldn't say mad. I'm sort of in between. I'm sort of. It's like a big kid. Sometimes it's like a big kid trapped in an adult's body with an adult's mind. and I sort of try and make it. I try and to me that I'm an entertainer. I will turn up. It's turned upside down. I didn't know that it was turned upside down. I've just done me the whole thing that was in there. It just fell out into the box. Luckily, it fell into the box, which is a good thing. It fell into the box. So it's fine. Thank God. See, this is why I've been buying slabs, but because of slabs, the slabs have went down slightly in price. But then I like some of the slabs as well, or some of the coins in the slabs, because that's 2009, 2009 1 cent formative years, brilliant uncirculated. Because there's NGC's logo on the back of it. He's upside down. And that's he's sitting on a log. He's actually sitting on a log. That's what I'm saying. Summit goes. That's what I'm saying, George. Summit goes into the collection. Summit doesn't. Not all of it goes into the collection. Not everything goes into the collection. That's why I try and if I buy a slab and it's sort of affordable money, then I don't worry about it because I'm like, well, I can afford to give it away, or I can afford to, as in for somebody to turn around and say, well, I really like that. Much is that? Me to turn around and say, well, because I think about it and I'm like, it's cost me 12 because the conversion's different over here. So I'm like, it's costing me 12. I call it. Sometimes I'll turn around and say, give me 15 or maybe 20, hoping that they'll haggle. And I'm like, if they haggle, then if I get roughly 15, I make a couple pound off for that. It's not bad. Do you know what I mean? It's not bad because I'm like, that money can go back in, because that money can then either go in my PayPal or it can go back in my bank. And then I'm like, well, I can use that money. That's thing me, $15, well, or £18 in thing in UK money. I'm like, I can buy 3 bits for that, or maybe 1 bit for that, and I'm like, that I like, or I haven't got, and I'm like, Do you know what I mean? That's why some people do auctions in their channel, because they're downsizing their collection, or they're selling off their doublers that they have already, that they're not going to keep. And there's no point you just laying there doing nothing. So you're turning it back into fresh. You're turning it back into fresh stock. I see George has shared the video. It says on. I've got a notification saying YouTube found it buried, shared your video. See, I don't go around everybody or go into somebody's stream, turn and say, hey, by the way, I'm live streaming. I'm going to go live in 10 minutes. Exactly, George. It gets to a point in your lot, and then you run short and you're like, uh-oh. And then unexpected, a bill comes in and you're like, fuck. And you're like, I didn't expect it. Or something breaks, or like a washing machine or the car breaks down and you don't expect it. And then you go to, how am I going to get this money? Where's it going to come from? And then you're like, you don't really want to sell it, but then you're like, I need to sell it. I've got no option. So I understand, George, I understand where you're going with that. When you say that, I understand that totally. I totally get that. See, I've got it set up with mum actually pays the rent on it, but I actually pay something towards mum's bill. But that comes out of The money that I give mum comes out of what I get fortnightly, and then I get the bit extra for my mobility, and then my personal care. So the money that the personal care or whatever that I don't need, I spend on my thing. I can spend it on my hobby and no worry about it. But then I don't want people turning around and saying, but he's got to, why doesn't he just get away then? No, I'm always worried. See, Virgo star sign has always got a plan. It's like a plan. They've got like a backup plan. It's like a backup plan in the back of their head. Well, what if this happens? What if that happens? So they have to have, everything's got to be planned for the future. So that's why I was like, well, if I have an income coming in, or maybe possibility a wee bit extra, that would help. That I don't have to worry about it. Because I went through times like that. As when my dad was here, I didn't have financial backing. I didn't have. I had to do most of it myself, and I had to work hard to even have it. I hope it was like the other night. Funny enough, you're talking about it. Sitting there, and I was going to my. It was a bit late on. Was like, I'm not streaming tonight. I think me, I've had enough. I says to Andrew. Andrew says to me, night out, I'm going to my bed. Okay, no problem. See you later. So I'm going to go and lie down anyway. I lie down. Here's ding, ding. Fuck did that come from? It was like, well, it's either off the Chromebook, it's either off the Amazon tablet or the phone. It was a phone. Message for telling me, woman for Texas. What the fuck was her name again? Something Fiona. Fiona. Can't remember the first name, but Smith was the surname. I'm looking at it and I goes, I don't even bloody. Fun enough when Hi Ho was saying about that. He's right. It is coming off of dating sites. Was like that. Started looking through the profile because you can actually pull up. You don't have to accept the person, but you can look through the profile. I'm looking through the profile. I goes, fucking don't know. I don't know that person. And that was like, not accept. I was like, because it asks you to respond, and you can press decline or accept. I went like that. I went decline. I was like, I don't even know you. And why would I want to date somebody that's thousands of miles away from me? So we're gonna as in do something, as in do what they call over virtual reality over a blooming internet. Nah, not my thing. I was like, nah. So when Hi was saying about it, he's right. Scammers and hackers, it's a dating site now, hook up culture. It's because of lockdown. People can't get out, so what they're doing is they're going online, they want to chat with people or whatever else. Some of them turn around and say they're single when they're not single. But there also is hackers, scammers that are involved. There's romance scams, there's all sorts of different scams. If you want to make a channel, or whatever, hi ho, but as in merchandise or whatever, you've got to advertise it heavily. There's no other way around it. It's got to be done. and at the end of the day, you would accept thousands of people, but half the time, sometimes you don't even know if they're real or not. And you're only doing it obviously for advertisement, to get your channel out there, to try and get your to get the merchandise recognised, which I totally get that. I never turn around and say somebody's wrong in what they do and they're wrong in what they think and they shouldn't be doing that. I don't know. It's true. If you want to make something work and it's business operated or whatever, there's a lot of things that go into it. That's the ones that Andrew wanted to see. That's the ones he'd said about. I'm actually going to ding me at some point. I'm actually going to bust that. I'm going to bust that open because I'm going to get. Because I want a cut. I want a couple out of them. Don't ask me how it opens up. I actually thought it would open up. It feels as if it's sealed. People was like, don't bust them, don't bust them, because then you lose the value of them. No, I want to be able to put them into other people's collections and put them into put them into like wee capsules or whatever, or take them out with gloves and all the rest, like kid gloves, and then take a cut out of them. Because to me, it says on there, it's stingweed on there, as in the whole roll has been graded, as in it says 2010p, Lincoln Cent, Union Shield. It says annex on it. It's got MS65 RD or better. It says on it. But that was the whole idea, to eventually take coins out. I don't blame you, hi ho, about that if you ask me for money, but I don't even know who you are. You know what I mean? You asking me for money? Because that's exactly how they work. A lot of the scammers work. They do the romance thing, and then all of a sudden what they do is they start playing on your emotions and whatever else, and then they start giving you, oh, but I really love you, and all the rest. And this is what it's in hope for, as in so that you eventually, as in fall for it. And then I've seen people that's lost thousands of pounds through it. I wonder if that's another one. Look, it's empty. It's empty. He's got on it thingy because he put Alec thanks on it. Travis with his thingy. Because do you know something? Lemonhead Penny's as in thingy signature. If he ever dies or whatever, or becomes as in world famous, his signature on as in just a piece of paper, as in if that didn't have Alec on it, right? As in thingy, that signature would be worth an absolute fortune. As in when Lemonhead's not here, God forgive me, but it's like Oz says, an artist becomes famous as in after they're dead, and actually a person's signature, and they become really famous as in whatever they've done in life. Their signature is worth money on its own. George, I need a lot of hours, mate, and I don't expect anybody to do it for me. I'll keep, as Andrew says, I'll keep doing content and that was why Andrew's like, you need to do content. You need to do, as in put the coins or do smaller content with the coins you've got, showing them better, as in actually showing them under a microscope or whatever, so people can actually see them and talking about them, as in live streams as well. as in to get your hours up. Sometimes I have people that sort of, they give me a kick up the backside, say, come on, right, come on, you need to do this, pal. As in, there's no point in sitting here just twiddling your thumbs. You have to do it. I can't. It's like them turning around and saying, I can't do it for you. I can't do it for you. But I'm gonna give you that kick up the arse, as in you're gonna do this. You're gonna do this and you're gonna make it. Sometimes I need that inspiration, because there's times where I do get depressed and end up and then hang me. And sometimes, you remember, Andrew, you remember you saying, ding me, right, watch this. You can't even, it's a case of needing to bust it open. They've sealed it. They've actually sealed that. That's the one you were actually talking about. That's the one, the DMS. It's like a diamond-shaped capsule. So otherwise, I'll end up having to break it open to get, because that was the whole idea. Because it says 2010p. And I know people are going to turn around and say, but you shouldn't do that, as in thing, you destroy its value. No, I really want to do that. I want to be able to put coins out there. I want to be able to give people coins or whatever. I want to be able to take two out of that, as in, because that is in the quality of them. Aye, that's one that I'm just, as I'm saying, before you came back, I was talking, and then I'm like, I need to show it, and I says, I need to keep showing them as in what's in the box, and I just happened to, before you came in there, that's what it's shown. So you've caught it. Aye, the graded ones, because that says Annex MS65 RD or better. I'm gonna have to, if we want coins out that, we're gonna have to break it open. There's no way. It's sealed, as if they've sealed it. So they've sealed it somehow. It's a nice, don't get me wrong, the case is nice itself. But that was the whole idea of getting rolls, was to take out coins. I know it'll destroy it, but the coins, it says MS65 or better on it. Because this one's actually, I wouldn't say the box is short. I wouldn't say the box is short in this one, but because obviously Lemonhead had put 20 of the empties in, it means there was less space to get in this box. So he's filled it as best he could. But I kept saying to him, don't actually make the box so that it falls apart. So he's done his job. I never ever turn around and see that Lemonhead's wrong, or he's done. I mean, he's short. I've never turned around and sees that Lemonhead short changed me, because he's never done that, and he wouldn't do that. And I know he's not that type of person to do that. Packs the box is quite good. No, it's because I asked him for his empty tubes, because I turned around and told him I needed at least. That's what I want. That's what I ordered. I ordered 20 of them. Ordered 20. So by the time you put 20 in it, it's like they're like that. So you're talking like that space, and if you pack them like 20 of them, you're talking that when you line them up like that. So you've took up that amount of space in a box. And I says to him, don't make it so that it basically the box busts. Was that I would never like to see. I could just picture it. The box going up the thing with the conveyor belt or whatever, and the bottom just falling out it, and the whole lot just down that conveyor belt. I'd be sick, because they wouldn't pick it up. I don't think they would pick it up. Exactly. I know. I'm not. George, I'm not going at him, and I'm not saying bad things against the guy. I'm not saying that. I'm just trying to hang me. Do you know what I mean? As in, I like the box, the thing, because Joe's put it in a fun enough. I don't want to I don't want to say too much. There's been a slight discrepancy with that box here, the new box that came in. I don't want to frighten. I don't want to frighten people. There was something that thing me, and I want to talk about it. As in, ding me, they must have thought now and again when stuff's getting shipped, they sometimes check the boxes, but they're not checking. They're not checking for what's in the box. They don't, even though the declaration says that it doesn't tell the full thing. They don't actually open the box if they see an irregularity when they x-ray it and it goes through and they think there's a possibility there could be something in it that shouldn't be in it. They tend to what they do is they tend to as in cut the tape. But what they've done is, this is how I know, because it had their tape on it. What they've done is the bottom of the box, they've scored up the bottom of the box and actually the side, but they've not opened the full box. And what they've done is they've flapped the box, they flapped the box back. They've obviously put a camera or whatever into the box to make sure. It's basically when they're checking. I know exactly what it is, George. They're checking for the drug. They're checking to make sure there wasn't any drugs, as in any illegal that shouldn't have been in it. It's because the thing when it was put in, or when the stuff was put in the box, that happened to there was packing in it, and they've maybe seen a irregularity, a some foreign body or something inside the box, so they've thought it's been suspicious. They went like that and broke it. They broke it up. They broke it open to see, to just check, to double check. But that's what I'm saying. I didn't want to scare anybody because that ping me, it might put people off. And I was like, I've got a couple of boxes that's still outstanding. But it went. They never. I'm waiting for the time where there's a letter or something in it saying that. Then I'll worry about it. But I'm not worrying about it now. But I didn't want to say too much about it. But it's when it came in, and I was like, why is this on there? Pulled it off, and I'm like, and then I'm like looking at it, and I'm like, and I'm hold on, and that's the thing where I twigged. They don't have. It's like they don't have to tell you. You sort of assume, and I was like. When I usually assume, I'm nearly as in spot bang on, and I was like, I know, but when they put, that's what I'm saying, George, when you put steam in, you're talking like, because even though they're empty, right, there's a space, the loss of space is between there and there, so nothing could go in between or in there, right? So the only thing you could put in there was rolls. And Lemonhead usually what he does is he tends to, because now I noticed what he's doing now. He's putting on Lemon's putting on the auction dates. So he's put on there the third of the set. That's his. I think that's, you just put it round back to front. It's that'd be the second to the third, 21. So you put it into envelopes and other wee packages. That's it. See, to make sure that it's That's what Andrew, that's what I'm trying to figure out if it's in there. Because if it's not in this one, it'll be in the following one. But Andrew, we don't have to worry about Lemonhead stuff. It'll come if you're owed it. Because that's what you keep telling me. If there's something I really want and I need it ASAP, all I have to do is email them and say I need that, as in that needs to be in the next box. And instead of me saying that, because the guy's busy, the guy's a busy man, and then he's got to run about getting. There he's there. Talk about the devil. That's what I'm saying. There he's telling you it's in that one. I knew he was slow up. I knew he was lurking. But that's one thing, I'd never say a bad word against that man, because he's saying me as and he's bang on his word. He's never done me a bad turn since the day I met him. And his prices is reasonable. That's why I buy off him, because of me. And as you said, there's never been a time where me. That's what I'm saying. If he's unhooked up to Lemonhead, check his channel out. Because he's actually if he's there now, he's probably done his auction list, but then his health sometimes is up and down. And then he had that with the tooths and all that carry on. Because that's what I said to him. I needed tubes for to do, because the tubes were for to ding me for the rolls, to try and sell some of the rolls. So it ding me, because I wanted to take a tin foil off them, then put them into plastic tubes, and then try and sell at least some of them. He's telling me he's almost done. So they're dying me. The list will be already made. Because I brought up the spreadsheet during the afternoon before Lemonhead was finished it, and I knew he was online, because it was actually it was actually typing. It was typing it in, and the list was updating itself as he was actually typing it out. That's how I knew he was online. I haven't looked at the list thing, because I'm trying to keep back money. I need to save some money this month, because I spent an absolute fortune. No, because that's the thing, mate. Because that'll do because that's for to put the rolls in the thing, mate, so eventually I can go through them as well. Try and go through them ones and all. Because that's what I want to see. I want to see when other coin dealers, or when you're buying stuff off of other coin dealers or other coin collectors, you want to see what their grading is, to what the difference between I would class as my grading against their grading, and that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see the difference, and see if I want to make sure that I'm doing it right. So if I'm taking out spot coins with spots or whatever, I want to know that I'm actually on the right track or on the right wavelength. That's what I want to see. I want to see, as in, if Lemonhead had picked the coins out, as in day linking wheats, I want to see, as in where I was doing it right. That's what I wanted to know. But instead of me saying, well, I didn't want Lemonhead to think that I didn't trust him or go on his judgment. I didn't want to do that with him. So I didn't want to say, and I didn't want to put it in an email and it feeling as if I was having a go at him. And I was like, but if I buy a role that he's actually done himself, then I can see the grading, I can work it out for myself, as in whether I'm doing it right or not. That was the whole idea behind it. It's like George doing Canadians, or some people are like Lemonhead Penny has got the name Lemonhead Penny because he's really more into pennies, or although he's a coin dealer or wants to be a coin dealer, his his thing is pennies or 1 cents. So that is his. It's like George be Canadian. George is more Canadian because George is in Canada, so he's really into things. So it's more Canadian. So everybody, if somebody else is doing an auction or doing an auction on their channel, they're actually doing what they can get more of, as in whatever wherever they're based. So I kind of understand that. So I'm testing the water out by trying other people to get other things so that I can then adjust it into the channel, because I don't know eh, who likes this and where that person likes that, or whatever. So I'm just going in my own judgment as in what I think. And I could be going about it the whole wrong. I could be going about it the whole wrong way. I don't know. I like what I like, and I know exactly what I'm looking. I know what I'm looking for. But it's like every time I get to see clotting limbs, what, what boy? What are you talking? Do you understand when you say grade? Grade is better the coin. So your MS65 is nearly your top. Is your 65 is sort of your top end, and then you've got grade fit. But there's all different grades for different coins. It's no, it's you look at the red book and then you try and understand. But as Lemonhead says, don't go on what the red book tells you. That's only a red book is only a reference guide. I go on it so that I'm in my jurisdiction. What it's trying, I'm trying to understand that book and trying to understand what it's trying to what the book's trying to tell me. Trying to tell me. Oh, I've listened to a lot of what Lemonhead said and took it on board. It just took me a bit longer, George, to soak it in. Once I can, because when I got that red book, I was totally lost with the book. I'm trying to read the book and it just didn't make sense whatsoever. The book. Why does this book not make sense to me? It just doesn't. And then it sort of took me a while, and then all of a sudden it was like, I understand this book. But as Lemonhead says, don't go by what the price guide on it, because it fluctuates. It could be because you've got premium on top. You've got premium on top. People go like, but don't listen to like some people go like, don't listen to Lemonhead. Do you know what I mean? He's wrong. No, Lemonhead was taught by he's very much a lot of things like me. He was taught by an older dealer or an old school dealer. He worked in the place, and the old guy taught him. He actually told me Lemonhead was like he'd find something and go like that to the old man. Go look, and Lemonhead would think it was the best thing at sliced bread. The old man would look at it and fling it, and Lemon be like, why has he just done that? Why has he just done? I had the same teacher like that. As in my dad was a hard taskmaster to please. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes I felt as if that's all I was ever getting, no ticked off all the time. Every time I done something that wasn't good, it felt as if it wasn't good enough. It wasn't good enough. But he was teaching me the ropes. Although it was hard. It was a fair taskmaster, but a very hard to please. Exactly, George. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I don't turn around and tell, oh, George is wrong. He's on my channel. He's not right to talk like that, as in it's not his place, his jurisdiction. No, we're all involved in this. My channel is not just my channel. Okay, I'm the host, it's my channel, but I'm not telling people they can't say this and they can't say that. I want them to hear what everybody else as in's view, so that then I can turn around and thing me, because sometimes I need the guidance, because there's people that I've maybe dealt with, and people turn and say, I shouldn't have touched that person. There's the one that's not a person that's as in a total 100% honest character. Sometimes you do that, as in, because when you're starting something, you're sort of trying to find your feet, so you're trying to find your proper old school dealers, the people that you can properly 100% trust, and you put your faith into them. And when you're first starting, you're just a newbie, so you're very wary of people. It's like very wary. You're like, do you know what I mean? It's like as in coming out a shell, and you're like, but when you start trusting somebody, it's like the way I trust somebody is when I get my first box of stuff, and it's like, and I look through it. But there's sometimes where I just look through a box, I just open it up, look through it, make sure everything's there, and go right and shut it. And then 6 months or a month later, I start going through the box, and I'm like, right, I want this bit, and I don't want that bit, and I've got this bit, and I've done that, because I don't have an inventory. As in Lemonheads, there's many times Lemonheads turn around and says, email me out what you need. I don't know what I need. I don't even know where to start. I'm like, I don't know where to start, so I can't tell. If I, that's what Andrew says. He says to me a couple of months ago. Andrew's like, you need to build up an inventory. You need to, as in, put everything down in a computer, or write a spreadsheet or a database sheet, and put everything you have down. Still don't do it. I'm like, right. Aye, okay. Aye. It's the same with my mum. Mum. Aye, okay. So I need to move. No, wait, yeah. I need to move out this place. Hang me, I said, you've got the coins of time me taking over this place, this whole place. You're gonna end up filling up full of coins. Aye, I know. Don't have to tell me. I know about it. I still know about it. I'm building. Don't you understand that? I'm building it. I'm building some. It's a new to me. It's a new challenge. It's a new challenge of something that I haven't done before. That's what I'm saying. It's like that. That's new to me. That's all unlocking equipment for phones. I only would buy them. Buy them as untested. Go through them. See if they were working. If they were working, good. Put them on, and then put them on eBay. Powers up, okay. And mate, check. Put a SIM card in it. See if it would power, as in, see if it was unlocked, you would know. You put a different card in it, and if it took the card, it was fine. And it started off with one box I had, as in, for unlocking, for just doing as many phones as possibly could to get through them, because I noticed there was a thing, like they would take them on holidays, so it was like a cheap phone, and they were buying them, and especially the ones that weren't unlocked, like if they were on a network, people wouldn't buy them because they were only one network. But if they were unlocked, they were buying more of them. So that's how, when I started with unlocking boxes, and then when I wasn't giving Dad the money into the business or into things that when I used to do it with him, because he become ill, Mum ended up being his carer. So I was like, knew that the money was mine, it was sitting in the bank, and I was like, to Mum, I was like, I'm not doing what I used to do, and I'm not going to gamble it away, I'm not going to fritter it away. And I was like, well, what can I do with this? And that's when I started buying unlocking boxes, because I wanted to know more about them. I wanted to do a lot more research and stuff like that. But then I got to stage I was like, I don't really want to go down that road with the channel. And I was like, well, what content can I put out that it's not going to be contradiction and they're not going to be as in hassle with people turning and saying that's not working, this doesn't work. And I was like, I don't really want that happening. And I was like, well, what am I going to do? And then I was like, when I just fell into coins totally, sheerly by accident. Cab 7 was shouting SGS out, and I still always had a love for auctions. I went to the first auction or whatever on SG's channel because the curiosity got the better of me. I then hang me. No problem, Lemon. Nice to see you actually. Aye, and then end up it took over. SG's no longer, or SG's down with her mum. I heard through the grapevine her mum's not well. Oh. Lemonhead's good. Ah, right. Mistake. I thought it said DDS. No, it's not. 20s. It says PDNS. Aye, you'll be lucky at double D's. Aye, right. I watch. It says PD. There was the way it was done. PD and S. Aye, right. You've won a fortune. When double D down we are. I looked to, and then went, no, it's not. Aye, right. Aye, George, I know. Thought I watched. Aye, I'll go. Aye, because it was like it was like a week. Lemonhead's like, aye, you think me? You stole it off me. I just stabbed me in the back. And I'm like, I've won a watch here. It's double D's over thing me, whatever. Right. I wasn't looking at it properly. The thing me, the way it was. The writing. Now I know what it is. It's 20s PD and S, so it'll be Wheaties. Yes, some S's. They're going crazy for S's at the moment. They're going absolutely absurd for S's. That's the wee guy standing in the thing there. Can't really see them as good. It usually does. What it usually does is ding me. Everybody that's bought, anybody that's, if you bought off a Lemonhead and he's got you on his list, usually what he does is he sends the whole list. The whole list goes out, and I noticed Andrew wasn't the last time when I sent Andrew the spreadsheet over. Andrew was actually his email address. Andrew's email address was actually on it. But instead of me, I took the whole lot out it as I went up and managed to take everybody's email address out the equation and left Andrew's in it, and then sent Andrew's it over and says, right, Andrew, is there any in that lot, or is there anything that you actually want for that list? Because sometimes, as an Andrew doesn't always bid for it. Sometimes Andrew will ring me, be on Messenger, as in thing me, and he'll tell me, I want lot 21 at it. So right, lot 21. Because what'll happen is, instead of Lemonhead sending it to Andrew, because Andrew has to then pay, it'll be more shipping on top of that. And it was not the fact to Lemonhead charging them. If I'm sending them stuff, it's better thing me that it's dropped in my box, and then I'll look after him. But I'm not looking after Andrew. I'm looking after Andrew, but Andrew's interest. But also, I've gave him the name of my supplier or my source and said, you need to go here, have a look, this is a good source. Because I don't see why I should keep people as in thing me, because they'll find them eventually anyway. So what's the point of keeping it to myself? I want to be able to ring me Lemonhead to have clients as well or new clients as well. But it doesn't matter to me. I would rather have them for all of the world. I got a guy, that's what I'm saying. I met a guy in Turkey, as in he's from Turkey, as in a week there, as in through Facebook group, as in he's into unlocking, and he's on one of the forums for EMMC, and I just talked to him like as if he was my friend, as in as if I'd known him all my life, and he's Turkish, but I don't discriminate him because he's different race. To me, he becomes a friend because you link up as in with these people. That's what my dad done it for years, as in he knew people all over the place. It was a shop, if it was a shop or whatever, going to a carpet shop, and they know the guy. Do you know what I mean? Ding me and ask for discount on that car on, because he started to get, because my dad was into spraying cars, but he knew people through his job. I mean, there was another one, didn't rip anybody off, but he was well known. But when he come, I never went to a lot of people, as in when he passed away. I didn't want a big funeral, and do you know what I mean? It was just, there was so much, the family, and do you know what I mean? And then he was actually cremated. Andrew, it's thing me done there saying thing me, it's got your name on it. He was, Lemonhead was thought buying on. He was right, mate. See, it was in there. But if I've bought your other one, he's probably put your one that he knows that definitely that you paid for, as in that you sent him the money for. That'll probably be that one that's in there. But it's the other one we need to find. Well, I'll find it alright. I know we're waiting to hang me. I was listening to what Warren was saying, and I was saying to him there's supposed to be a meet up. Oh yes, guess what? You've got his new one face. I'm actually opening it just to thank me. Look, there you go, Andrew. That's actually CG that makes CG made them for him, as in they're lasered. I opened it just to thank me because I know that I'll redo it with your other one in it. Because that's what I'm looking for things so I can send you the two of them. That's what I said to you, I want to try and get that done. That's how I want to open Lemonhead box a day, because that's Joe's in. I'm sure there's another 2 boxes still to arrive. Yeah, I think it was 3. I need to go through the system. I need to double check it again through the system. Because what happens is that when Lemonhead sends over the tracking details, it ends up like an email, and it's usually through PayPal system. And then what I usually do is put them through USPS system, and then I go looking for them. I go hunting for them, and then what you do is you click on it. It says either text it. It either texts you as not that you tick the box for the updates. What I usually do with the email, hi Kathy, what I do with the email, I usually tick it, and every drop it does, it tells me when it moves. I need to double check through my system again and see what's outstanding. So I'm up to date with everything. Because sometimes I'm not bothered with Lemonhead. The last time ding me, Lemonhead's like, Malik, you've got 3 boxes lying here. And I was like, what? You've got 3 boxes? I didn't even know. I ring me. Sometimes I'm lackadaisical. Sometimes it's not that I forget. It's just that I don't bother people. I don't tend to as in keep on at them. I'm not one of the people that pressurises people. I'm one of these people. I do a couple of emails and then I'll just leave it. I'll not keep I'll not keep bothering or harassing somebody. So that's your international trade round, Andrew. That's that one. I shouldn't have opened it, but then time I want it because it says on it, give to Andrew Cooper. It's alright, Andrew, I'll ding me it. I'll make sure that it ding me everything's spot bang on and ding me that it's all as in packaged up because I'm one of these people that ding me that if you give me the rights to open something, I was wondering whether Lemonhead's put the two of them in because I emailed Lemonhead to let him know what was going on. And I was like, ding me, but wasn't sure if he'd have put it in that or not. Because I remember Andrew did ding me because we were talking away and I says to him, I says, get onto that one. And he told me a price. And I says, no, you ting me. I says, you fire in there now. I says, and you ting me. I says, but if you bid, I told Andrew, I says, if you bid for it, make sure you send the payment over or email Lemonhead and sort it out with him. I says, make sure you sort it out with him and then ting me. I says, then I'll ting me. Because I didn't want Lemonhead to be as in totally confused because there's been times where me and Lemonhead's like as in been talking about something or in an email and I've totally confused him and he's like, I don't even know what you're trying to ask me at or I don't even know where you're going with this. Because I tend to it's like I don't get to the point straight away or I go round it in a totally different fashion and then people don't know where they're coming or going. Right, so where's that? I'm trying to find Andrew that other one and see where it is. So that's right, so that's thing there. I put that up there now, and then what I'll do is because the whole idea was what I was going to do is I know you get the capsules and all that. That was added extras. Right? That was from me because I've got coin capsules, whatever else, right? But I didn't have what you wanted or what you asked for, Andrew, right? So I knew I had to order them. So what I've done is I've put the capsules or the tubes are over there at the moment. They're over, and there's a black. As I'm saying, there's a black unit over there, right? The last shelf down is your capsule, but if I put that on the bed now, I'll remember that is to go into that, and then I've got the sealing machine out in the hall. I'll seal it with all the bits in it. That's how I said to you, what I wanted to do was get the stickers and whatever else, because I'm trying to get us out there with different bits at the moment to try and get the UK thing on the go. Remember that's to go over there. That's over there now. Because I'm still looking for the thing, what that other round is or whatever it was. So I'm trying to figure out whereabouts it is. Andrew, can you remember what it looks like? If I held it up, would you know exactly what it looks like? No problem. Is that it? Is that the one we're looking for? It says on it. It says OPM metal, OPM metals. Is that it? If I put it up to the camera and you say and I hear you say yes, then I know aye that's it. Or if it's not, just say no, and then I'll know exactly how it's. I have to look. I still have to look for it. 1964. There's it's there. There's 64. There's 64 clipped and a clip one. Because there's a couple, I'm saying there's a couple, I think there's a couple left. Because I'm sure the other ones were rolls. The rolls is different to the thing, I know exactly what a roll looks like, or the thing, because Lemonhead always puts the rolls together. I know it was in a roll, you ding me. He's asking what the other side of it is. The other side is the other side's got Andrew. It's got ding me. It says DP. It says DP metals on it, and it looks like it's got all these wee like. It looks like O's on it. It looks like O's. It looks like that. It's got all like O's on it. Because it says there. It says DPM metals made in the US. It looks like DPM, but it's not. It's OPM metals. Or was that the one that you didn't? Is that the one I asked you about and you said you didn't like? You didn't like it. If it's in this one, it'll be there. As Lemonhead says that one was just so that's been attended to. So that one, the thing mate, I found it. That's what I'm saying. I might put two of them in. Yeah, you think it's that one? Well, you must remember what lot. Because all you have to do is look back a lot. All you have to do is look back a lot. See a lot of Lemonhead. See Lemonhead auctions. You never see the actual auctions. You never deletes them. So you would need to look back and hang me the date of whatever auction that was. Whatever that auction was, you can look back and it'll take and you'll know. Then we can ding me. We know. Was I hang me? I'll exchange it. It's not a problem. If you don't like that one thing, we exchange it for something else. It's just the time with the waiting. It's just the waiting time, that's all. It's how long we wait, as in for bits coming. That's all. Because it takes. If Kathy's going to see you later, Kathy, if you ding me. Because there's Canada. They're the Canada 1 cent. I know. Sometimes you do forget. I'm like that. Sometimes I forget and I'm like, what one was it? Well, that's what I'm saying. Once I bid for it, I'm like, I don't turn around and say to somebody, look, I bid for that thing. Can I drop out it or can I retract it? No, don't do that in an auction. unless it's something that really ding me a paid as in over the top for it, and I know that I had definitely don't have all the funds for it. But then sometimes I'm like, oh, if I don't have all the funds for it, can you hold it back for me? But I pay half of it or so much to it, and then put it on my next bill. There's 1938D. Oh, nice thing there. Oh, nice buffalo. There's a nice buffalo one. It's upside down. It's round the wrong way. That's the one with the 64D clip. The one with the clip. It's clipped right there. It's clipped at the corner. I'm sure that's the one that looks like wood. I'm sure that's the one that looks like woody. Because it looks like wood grain effect when you look at it. That's why they call it woody. That's what I wanted. See, that's what I'm saying. I wanted examples and samples or specimens so that people could see it, so that they know I'm not at the fanny with them, or I know exactly what I'm talking about for it to show them it and say there it's there. That's what it should look. That's what it should look like. Because they're a DD. Because they're a 76 DDO1 silver proof. Silver proof. No 76. No 76. No 76 says silver. Sometimes I don't even know the difference. I look at it and go, where's the difference in that? If it's said on it, it's easier for me to look at it and go, right, that's silver, definitely. But then people be like, but do you believe what it says on the thing? Of course I do believe it, because they know what they're talking about. They studied it. They know exactly what they're looking at. I think this is rules. Well, that's the silver round this year, Andrew, unless I went past it, or I've just as in done me. Unless it's in the next one. Could be. Because it's dated the thing there, that says 23rd of the 3rd, 21. That's what I'm saying. I'd rather have a happy customer than a non-happy customer. If he says turn around and says there's that thing with it doesn't tickle my fancy, whatever's been agreed for that, I can turn around and say, well, you owe me a couple of pound more, or me as in that I owe you a couple of pound. I don't mind doing that, because Andrew's thing, mate. The reason why I like Andrew is because it ding me, he puts the money into the account and ding me, we agree something and then it's done and dusted. I hate when somebody turns around and says, I'll do it at the end of the month. Then the end of the month comes and they don't no show, or there's no thing, mate. There's no money, or there's a case that I've not got the money. I'm short. And all these excuses, and then but you're like, well, you said at the end of the month. I don't want people thinking, well, they have to. they have to and they're obliged to do it. I don't want no feeling like that. $62D. That's $62D. 70S, still 70S. That's 60S. That's how I knew the thing with. I've seen it. I've seen it. That's just thank you, that thing there. That's scrappy. Because I've took. That's what I'm saying, Andrew. I've got it sitting up there, buddy. It's sitting there now in case. I said, I've got it, put it there on the top of the computer because the last one that came out, it says on it clip which is 64 because there was 2 or 3 bits in that envelope. That's what I'm saying. If you're not sure about it, go and check it, as in go and check the auction that ding me, because obviously, as in if me and you've been talking about it, I keep records that whatever's the box, if the box is empty, then the box is empty, buddy. It'll be the thing, mate. I went through it and there was more rolls. The tubes I put out there now, as in the tubes. And I don't think there's any. There's only one last. There's one last bit in it. There's one last bit in it, and that feels like a roll, mate. That feels definitely like a roll. And I did tell Lemonhead that thing me, but then I didn't specify and say, well, it's definite, it's this one that I'm looking for. So if we've talked about that one, it's no that one, the thing me, it'll means then it'll be in the following thing with package. But I don't mind if I have to send you, because I'll send you them bits that I said about your thing with the tubes and send you that one, and we can wait, and you can wait for it. It's not a problem. That's what I'm saying. I don't spend. If you've gave me money, I don't spend it until you're. It's. I leave the money in my. I leave my money. I leave some money. I take it. Andrew, right? What I do is I take money out of my account. Right, I take it out of my bank account. Whatever money goes into my PayPal account, I leave it in my PayPal. So if you've ordered stuff, right, and you've paid for it, I wait until I send you it before I take that money out of that account, or to put it in my bank account, or to use it for our coins. So what I've done is the thing I see to you with that elephant. I'm not wanting to talk about what happened about, right? The elephant, I saw it and I was like, right, I like the elephant myself, but then I was like, Andrew's into silver rounds. I was like, I wonder if he hasn't got that one. So I was like, well, hang me, it's mine's now, although it's somebody else who's trying, because as I said, if he'd have bid another whatever, I'd have let it go. Because I knew that thing in my own head, right, Andrew will pay that much for it. A wee bit, if I need to do that wee touch me, I'll go that wee touch me up, and that's it. That's it. Hi Lincoln, that's it. I'm going to go at that, and that's it, and cut off. So I used the money that you put in the account because I already sent you stuff, so I knew that money was then mine's. So what I done was I used part of the money for the elephant. And then that's how I message you and says to you, I bought silver round, and you says, what is it? That's how I said to you. She says, where did you get it for? And I told you so you could go and look at it and say, I definitely want that. Because I know that I noticed that you hadn't put the money into the account. It tells me if you'd have put money in the PayPal account, it would have emailed me said that dang me there was money in the account. Well, I didn't see it in the account. I thought, I wonder if he's dang me waiting to Friday, because dang me might, to wait till he got paid, as in for dang me. That's what I'm saying. I've got a system that I dang me that I use. I've a system. I know exactly. I've got a system all set up. Because I've got dang me one of the laser ones as well. I already got one. That's the second one I've got. And then I was after the one with the thing with the wee, like the thing with the lemon, the wee guy. Because that's Ozart that done that one. He got some, Lemonhead got new samples done. And then he says to ding me, do they order more of them? I got another one, a second one, two of them. I knew that was a roll. I knew fine well. Thank you for your purchase. This is thank you for your purchase. So if that means then that he's got, that's what I'm saying, he's got more coming. He's more coming as in he ordered Sting me sees to us when he was in us come into the stream and he says I need to order some more. And ding me, he only got a cut some samples. It was Ozart that done them. It was Oz. Oz has got his own channel. Ozart's doing all the bits. Lincoln, I knew we done the same thing with that. No, that's definitely the only silver round. I went right through the box, Andrew, and it's definitely thing me. That's the only one, buddy. And that's the thing me. That's the $1.50. So if it's that's what I'm saying, if it's not the one, if it's not that one that you said, if it's not that one, then there's a different one. Everything's every auction after a bid for it, the very next day or the day after, I get invoiced. That's how I said to you, Andrew, I needed money because I get invoiced for it. So it meant then it would come off in my bill. And usually what I do is because I don't have money in my PayPal account, then I use it saying preferred to the bank account, the actual credit card, which then it takes it off my credit card. So as long and all I worry about, as long as Lemonhead's paid in full, it means then I can go back and buy other stuff off him. It means that I don't owe a bill, or I don't owe, because if I leave it for too long, an outstanding bill, it's not that I forget about it. It's like it's in the back of my mind, but because you're buying off of different places, you get so confused, and instead of me confusing myself, I do it as in then and there. So it's all done. All done and dusted, and I don't have to worry about it. That's that mince. I hate that mince. I fed up with the thing with that mince because it starts repeating in me. How did we start with there? Definitely not over there. I'm just got me look thingy thinking, hold on. It definitely didn't fall out the box. If it was there, it was definitely there. That's definitely not there. See, the envelopes what I usually do is once the envelope's empty, I usually fling it out there so I know it's got it down, it's empty. That one's to stay because that's his Lemonhead thing, and that's good. The thing with, because I don't want that card. I don't want that card though, because the black one actually got bent. It was all bent. Like I haven't a clue what sells over here. I'm just taking it that it might not. The whole idea was to create a craze over here to actually do bring me. There's tricks that's done. It's like my dad said one day. He says you've got to create a craze. You've got to start a craze to create a craze, and he actually did do it. He actually did do it with these alien key rings, and it was like like an alien. It was like a springy on a spring, but it was like a springy, but with an alien's head on it, and it lit up, and he started to craze with him, and when he said that, it stuck in my head what he'd said, and this is what I'm trying to do with American coinage. I'm trying to start a craze with it for it, and I know that I'm going to have to start. There's little bits and pieces we're going to try and see what happens. It might work. It might not work. It's just one of the things we're going to try it, test it, and see what happens. No, Andrew, because the only thing, man, that's the there's 2 pennies in that, the same format of years as well, and them two there, there's 4. So I don't see any more silvers. I don't see any more silver rounds. That's ding me. That's because that's 1 cent and just ding me. That's Canadian. This different ones. I'm not keeping eye at Lincoln. I plans and bring me ideas and down whether they work. It's 2 different things, but if I'll try it and test it. If it don't work, I'll try it a different way. I'll keep trying and testing it until it does work. Sometimes you plan things and something planned in your head, but it don't always work like that. And then you think, well, did I do it wrong? Did I go about it the wrong way? You start asking yourself what is daft silly questions that you can't even answer. You can't even answer yourself. Put it this way, Andrew. If you don't get one a month, Lemonhead Penny has in the next when you buy again, I'll send you one. But we'll wait and time me. because he's so, that's what I'm saying, he was supposed to get, he was said he was going to order some more of them, because people actually started liking him. They were like, I want one. They were all telling me nearly, there was nearly a fight to sing me, because everybody, I want one. Because as soon as they saw them, it's like something new. You take something new. It's like Joe with the bells. When he started the bells, once he started putting them into auction, everybody else wanted them, the bells. And at one stage he was making them to order, and then everybody was like, I want a bell. And there's some people that's won a bell, and there's some people that had to bid for a bell to get them. That's that envelope done. So it's definitely a thing there. That's what I'm saying, Andrew. Don't worry about it. Go back to the Hangme auction, have a look and see if you can see it, as in what silver round it is, and Hangme, even as in if you can send a picture, even as in try and take the thing up. You can share a thing with, as in take a screenshot or something and ding me, and then it'll sort of, if it's not that one, it'll remind me, but I know which one that is, or I know exactly where that is. Because it definitely thing me. That's what I'm saying. It's like that box here. I've been waiting for that, but that box should have thing me that arrived before that one, but it didn't. That one, it could just come in, ding me. It's been backdated. Sometimes I wonder how that happens. Sometimes, isn't it? Oh, I don't. But that's what I'm saying. It could have been in a different box. There might be a box that's telling me it was before that one. Lemonhead puts thing, because what we do is it gets bought, it goes into the box, it gets fired into the box, and then I wait until it tells me, until he sees it's full, and then when he gives me a shout, it's full. He uses thing me, then he'll send me the shipping. But if it's been in the thing me, if it's in a different one, because that might have been the second box, and the other box has not come yet. That's sometimes it happens. I seen me thing me as in pipe, because all I'm interested in, as long as everybody else is paid, I can wait for as in the shipment, because once it's shipped, or when Lemonhead puts it into USPS's hands, it gives me a tracking number. So the tracking number's then logged into the system. So it tells me it's departed Lemons or Joe's. It's went into USPS's hands, and then it shows me as it's going through different airports or destinations. It's telling you. So it could have been the thing that's a newer one to the other one. And once it's taken out of Lemon's hand, it's his jurisdiction. That's what I keep saying to people. If it's like you turn around and say to me, I've got it here, I don't have to then worry about it, because I know it's safe. And then when it reaches me, I can then tell you, definitely here. So then he's got it, it's safe. But as it's travelling, you can't do nothing about it because it's out your hands, it's out your jurisdiction. And that's the part that's we that's the part that's like it's like it's like that. It's like that all the whole time. It's like being in a flight and I mean they tell you, by the way, the plane's running out of fuel. I'm fucking sitting there like that, I'm petrified. It's the same with thing, mate. It's the same when thing, mate, when I know it's left. I'm in tender hooks that it's coming or it's ready to arrive. But how safe is it? Is it's in their hands and postal services? That's the part that's the scary part of it. That's what I said to you. If you look back through it, because it'll thing me, because I'll soon thing me. Once I see it, I'll be like, I know what I saw that, or I know exactly where that is, or I can turn around and say, no, it's not definite. I know it's one. It's in a different one. Because the only ones that's left is the only thing that's left in there is tubes. Because that's what I'm saying. I ordered them all up, the tubes, because it's so empty as it's in there. I know. I know that. Like, if I was supposed put it this way, like, if I was supposed to have been a millionaire, I would have done it by now. I'm quite happy, as my dad used to do, quite happy plodding along. As long as he'd a couple of pound, as long as the old man had a couple of pound in his pocket, he was quite happy. The only thing it's the only bad part, and I'm not saying a bad word against my dad, right? The only part that spoiled him was the drink. The only worst part about him, because when he got a drink, he wouldn't be. It was like he would niggle. It was like he would niggle you, and it was like more. He wouldn't do it to anybody outside the family. It was always the family, as in it would. And my mum could tell when he had a drink in him. But he was a good worker. He was a hard working man, and he was good at he was good at his job. He was spray paint and panel beater. And before all this carry on with the insurance companies writing them off and all that carry on, he could actually there was motors that he'd actually fixed and repaired, and people was like, no, he's actually wrong. They actually thought that he was he was actually ringing cars. That's what people thought, because he was good at his game. He knew exactly how to pull a car out and how to put it back as in straight. That's we used to call we used to cry him the magician. That's what we cried him. We nicknamed him, but his name was his name was Gordon, but it was called Gus in the motor. It was called Gus in the motor trade. That was his nickname, Gus. And then Zane used to call him Cat. It used to call him Cass. Zane couldn't say his nickname right, as in, so it always came out as Cass. But it was my dad that taught Zane some of the stuff, and then we taught his boy how to paint as well. That was a good spray. My dad was a good spray painter. Could do a beautiful fast job. But it was a case of some people were like you get the ones that were like, money's no object, as in when it was prestige stuff that was to be done. And then there was times where it were like just fanning it. They were like to my dad, I'm not want to spend a fortune. I want it for the thing. It's got to be that price. and it's a case of just fan it up. My dad hated that as in that idea of just fanny something up. So it was a case of make it look good, just make it look good. Don't as in just scrimp it. My dad hated that idea because to him it was his reputation on the line, and he never didn't like that. But he was when he was told to do it, he didn't have any option. It was a case of you just done it and that was it. End of story. The guy we actually worked for was end up become a multi-millionaire. He sold a house, right? He bought a house that was 250 grand as in the house, done it up, and he sold it as in after my dad left. My dad actually, the guy had actually he got away with non-paying, non-VAT, non-tax for 8.5 years and actually get caught. And when he get caught, my dad was his right hand man, and my dad made the guy money. My dad actually made him money off of cars. My dad should have been doing it himself, but it didn't work out that way. My dad was quite happy getting a wage, but I become like his double, as in I decided that after I couldn't work, I couldn't get a job. My dad said to me one day, he says, if you can't get a job, son, he says, make work, make a job. So to this is just a labourer. This is just a labour of love, Lincoln. A few things in the fire, but I'm one of these people. I like to take my time. I don't like rushing myself, and if I take too many projects on at the same time, I end up my head's all over the place. My head becomes all over the place. I can soon sort that out, Lincoln. I can soon ting me. I can soon. No, I can't do it. I thought I was able to do it here, but I can't. Just put user on timeout. Block user. No, I'm not doing that, Lincoln. I know I'm not on Thingby. I'm not on YouTube. I'm not at YouTube's thing that. Like, I'm just going to tidy up and then the thing me. That's everything done. That's that box done. Everything's been pulled out. That's me finished. And I'm away. I think the reason George can put it in because George has got a spanner. Andrew's got a spanner. Andrew's got a spanner. Andrew's got a spanner as well. I didn't want. It wasn't a section to anybody out, Lincoln. It just happened to be that there were certain people, as in that made as a mod. There's about I think 15. I think there's about 15 mods. But even if, say for instance, somebody falls out, say for instance, somebody falls out with me for no reason, as in something stupid, I'm not going to ban that. I'm not going to ban that person. All I ask is for people to be polite and don't bash each other, and don't as in be as in sexual gratification against women, because when it starts to become as in like you're having a go at them, or the way it's coming over, and it becomes as in that kind of way, as in they take not very nice to it. So I don't, because it was a time that it did happen, and it was somebody that wasn't even from as in the coin community. It was this person was a new face at the time, but the way it was going wasn't very, it was derogatory, and that's it was upsetting to the female. So I've sort of done this, as I'm saying, sort of certain rules, but there's not many rules at mine's. I'm sort of lenient to a certain degree, and if I put my foot down, you'll know about it if I put my foot down. But that's what I'm saying, yous are all awesome, yous all know, as in yous all respect each other. And that's the way I like it. And that's what I like about the community. What way is that got to go? Let's go down that way. No, because I know Andrew said about there was one that was sort of plain, or it was plain-ish. Exactly, hi ho. I wasn't saying Lincoln wasn't respectful. I'm just letting people know, just in case they don't, because it happened some time ago. It was last year. Right, that's definitely a thing there. No, George. I'm basically putting it all back in again, so I know exactly where it is. So I know that's definitely what's, because all I was interested in was do Lemonhead's mail call, get that out the road, and then find the two bits for Andrew, because I've got four packages. There's four packages. I've got four packages to do. They've got their stickers going out, and there's a couple of penny rolls, but they're going to Dingley. They're going to a couple of UK chat. They're going to a couple of UK chat. They're going to a couple of UK channels, George. That's what's going on. Because what I'm hoping is, instead of me turning around saying and giving them an ultimatum and saying you have to do this, I'm taking the whole idea, the concept, and saying, and I've put in there, can you possibly send pennies to as in your supporters? Because that's what I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to build the UK, because when I'm not wanting to get near that other channel that I've said so many times about, but I sort of want to, as high hosts, sometimes you have to take the higher ground and move on, and instead of keep on about it and creating the drama, I want to sort of end it, but as Hi Ho says, take the moral ground or the higher ground that you're better than that person. So that's exactly what I'm doing now. But instead of me feeling or him feeling that I'm trying to take his supporters away, instead of me going in near that channel, I want to be able to do it with the other channels that have actually clicked on us. That's what I'm trying to do it. I'm trying to do it in a roundabout fashion. I'm trying to do that in a roundabout fashion. And that's what that's a thing me, and I was like, well, how do I go about this? And I was like, total idea just popped in my head as in during the week or last week. I was like, hold on a minute here, and I was like, I know, I've got an idea here. Let's see if this will work. Andrew's got a role coming to him, but as I'm saying, Andrew buys bits off us quite regular. He's bought quite a lot of bits. I was trying to sort out as in so I could send him his bits over because he's had a parcel sent just recently. It was just to tell me so that we're up to date because I'm trying to keep up to date with it. So I know, because if I do too many people, I would end up getting so confused as in thing. Because what I tend to do is when it's not mine's and I've sold it or I've traded it on, usually what I do is I put their name on it. I actually put their name on it and then put it as in away out the road. I don't understand what this thing with the thing you call my mama. You call my mama. What did you call my mama? I never said anything about your mama. Oh. Well, if it's not that one, Andrew, then it must be in a different one. So I'll need to, if it's not that one, then I'll need to go through my list. And if it's recent, it means then that the two other ones you bought, as in the two other rounds that I charged you for, they'll be in the box that's still there, that's still to be filled up, yet. I sort of know, what's what. I sort of got it all, as no sort of. I need to go through them thing, mate. I want to have a look at them weeks. I want to go through them. Them ones I want to keep out. I want them thing, mate, to look through them ones, the ones that's not sealed. I want to have a look at them this week. I want to have a look at them ones. What goes in there like that? Might be fucking in that one. Bye, Lincoln. See you later. He's away. He's away. She's ringing me, see at Lemonheads. I know, because it's getting later on. It's 10, back at 10 already. I might actually pop into Lemonheads just to tell me to have a browse, just to have a nose. Doesn't mean to say that I'll definitely be bidding. I'll just tell me. I'll go and have a nose. It depends. It depends if I see something. I keep saying that, and then all of a sudden I'm like, hang me, I'm bidding something. It's probably because it's ding me. It's probably because it's cheap. It's not that I wouldn't say it's cheap. It's a reasonable price. I see it, I go like that, I say, I'll bid the thing me, I only bid a couple of times and then like me, and then I sort of jump out, it. I sort of know how far he sort of what I wanted sort of thing me. George, I don't do I don't do wallets. That's a pencil. That's a pencil case. That's a pencil case. That's an actual pencil case, but it actually holds. Thing me, it actually holds. Cause it's got my cards in it, and then my free bus pass and all that, and then my notes, and then my coins at the boat, and then my loose change at the boat, mate. I've never done wallets. I've tried wallets. I've tried wallets and I didn't like them. I didn't like it. And then when I used to do the selling with my dad, I used to put everything in my pockets, between my back pockets and my front pockets. I actually wanted to get what like a trader's bag made up, and the thing made that I went to go and get them made, and they run out of them because only the show people actually make them. And when I went to try and order them, they were waiting in the order coming, and that never happened. Because their one, it's like a it's like denim pockets. It's like it's made like a denim. What they do is they take a pair of old denims, and then what they do is they tend to make up the pockets, but the pockets are quite deep, and then the thing goes like it's tied behind them. But they can actually feel if somebody touched them. They know straight away if somebody touches them or whatever, as in show people. But show people are like that. They're like family as well. They're quite clicky. They're quite clicky as well. Show family. But show family they don't like getting called gypsies because they get mixed. Sometimes people get mixed up with them, as in between the gypsies and the show people. Show people will pay. Show people if they want something, they'll pay for it. But they tend to stay in this clique. But they tend to borrow things off of each other. I've seen them borrowing lorries when they've been actually stuck. But then they try to buy lorries and bits and pieces off, but they try and buy them sort of in the clique. They don't sort of go outside the clique. They're like that because there's been a few times where I've worked with them, and that's when I was trying to figure out where I was clicked on them and somehow. But they're born entertainers. That's what their job. They're actually born entertainers. They're actually musically talented, and very talented, as in with their hands. But everything's done in a very tight budget. With chauffeur family. Everything's done in a budget where it's less tools. Some of the tools are actually made up. You can take. I've seen some of them take a actual like a monk, like an adjustable wrench. Take an adjustable wrench and use it just about for everything, or or use an adjustable wrench like a hammer, or a piece, or a piece of wood, or a file, even a file. I've seen screwdrivers being made into chisels, or actual for digging at metal, which and it's not it's not an actual chisel. It's a bomb screwdriver, but as in, because if they don't have a grinding stone or a wheel, you just sit with a file and file it. I've seen it. I know some of the stuff, it's out of this world when you see a show person do something as in with their hands, and actually you watch them doing it. You'd be astounded. You'd be like, no, there's no way that can be possible. My dad was like that. My dad, less less tools than anything, and he could do a lot of things with different things, and you'd be like, fucking hell, guy's talented. I think that's what I'm saying. I think when he sort of touched his as and thing before he passed away, because it was, I thought it was a week or 3 weeks before he passed away, and we're holding hands, and I don't know. That's what I'm wondering, if a lot of the thing with his talents passed through us or not. But I can't do spray painting, and I can't do cataloging. He was good with the thing me doing when he was actually putting filler on. It was the same way when he was doing a spray gun. I sat and watched him many times because I worked with him in different garages since I was 13. So that's watching him, but he does thing where he flick it. It's when he went to the end of a panel, he flick it like that. It was like fuck of the wrist. Fucking something else to watch. We done a Jaguar boiler up one night. There was water coming in the water trap. To keep opening the water trap, and there was water going through the line. My dad painted it during the night, and we stayed in the garage. But the garage belonged to the ex-boss that we worked for, and it was down at the warehouse building. Just a couple of weeks into it, not that long into it, and he bought a Jaguar boiler off of no stuttery. It was off of Davy Wilson. Bought it off of Davy Wilson for DVD cars. Scud. Bought it off a Scud. Took it down to the thing with the unit. But I says that needs a paint. Boy, a coupe. The thing me, the one with the XG. It looks like the XG6, but it's the sports model. But it had a convertible hood on it, and the hood was really bad on it. But the body needed a paint. That made a beautiful job at it too. I think it was two-pack. Twos were high as a bloody kite that night. And I demasked it in the morning. I started demasking it in the morning. And the wee man's like, to my dad, what would we do with the hood? Aye, fucking trick. They get a fountain pen, right? Put it through a gun. Right, honest to God, I swear no word to lie. Put it through a gun. Do you know that hood was still bleeding weeks later? He told it to his daughter Stevie as an auto house up at auto house. Oh my God, he got some stick for that one. It was just the hood. But that thing, because he didn't, the hood was sort of bloomy. Well, I says the hood needs the thing, mate. The hood needs to come off. The hood needs done, but I don't know what'll do it. And he says to that, is there anything spray on it? I says, I don't know. It's worth having a go. It's the only thing I can think of. He went, because it's dark blue canvas. It was like that. It was like funny material. It was like suede. And we'll do this. What it looked like. It looked like suede. And I says it'll dry if it gets enough heat in it. Eventually it'll dry out. He says it'll dry out. But my dad never put any lacquer on it. Put fountain ink pen. Thing me got a juggy it. I put it in a gun, and he sprayed it on. My dad says you need to leave it for quite a while for it to dry. Morris wanted to say, make a quick turn of this thing, mate. It's looking beautiful and all the rest. Drove it about the place a bit. And we started Stevie to just bought auto house at Rutherglen showroom. And he says, I want that. We man's thing me got a price for it. He was saying me cussing them up and down the place. That motor you sold me the hood was still wing me. You're still dying off it and all the rest. I had to put it down me, change the hood. Down me to fix the hood in it and all that carry on. You get some amount of stuff. Never gave him his money back, but that's what happens in the motor trade. The motor gets sold in good faith. bought in good faith and sell in good faith. Do it all the time. But the way man was singing me, it was a fucking nightmare. Half the time. Yeah, man. No, it definitely says Andrew, it says on it, as in it says auction wins the third of the set. That says the second, so it should be the second to the third 21. It's definitely a thing, mate. Because that's international trade. That's international trade round. But that looks as if that thing, mate. But it's that I'm not sure. I'm not sure about. I'm not sure if it's that one or a different one. Because it might be in a. That's what I'm saying to you. It might be in a different package. It'll definitely be me, but because I don't know if that was the one that you were saying it looked too. It was too plain. I'm not sure if it was that one or the different one. Because it's like diamonds on the back. It looks like diamonds on the back. It definitely says OPM metals on it. Because it says silver fine 999, one troy ounce on it.
Right, all you got there.
Alright, well.
Here's your basket to go with.
Well, biscuits. No, because you wouldn't. If Lemonhead wouldn't have known what one you purchased off of me, he would have just took it that you've asked him for to do your one, he put it in my package. And then I've turned around and told him it was alright to do it. So then he's turned around and said, and I says to him, I'll take care of it. So he's put that one, which you paid for, into the thing, mate. So if it's not that one, it's definitely another. If it's not that one, because I don't mind holding on to playing one or keeping the playing one. I like the silver rounds as well, Andrew. But I'm trying to sort of things so that you get obviously a collection because you said you like silver rounds and bars. Because that's what I'm saying. Because I never take note. I just look at it. You told me the thing with the law. I've looked at it, went, okay, that's fine. Because I don't want to turn around and say to you, well, no, I didn't think, mate, it's not my cup of tea. I can't pick for you. If you've looked at it and said that you definitely done me, that you definitely wanted it, I'd have, and obviously you've gave me the go ahead. That's exactly what I've done. So I've done what I've done what I've been asked. And then if you paid for it, then it means then that I know that's yours. It's just a case of when that's what I'm saying. So if it's already been shipped, it'll be in the system. It'll be in the thing, mate. It'll be in UPS's system. It just might not be here yet. because as soon as shipment's paid, Lemonhead sends it. Because that's what I'm saying. It's got its own unique tracking number on it. It's got its own unique tracking number on it, so it can be found in their system. Because all I have to do is go through my emails, and then what I usually do is because I know exactly. I sat there and worked it out one night because somebody says to me, "You need to ding me. You need to look whose system do I need to look through." Then I found out it was US. The Americans used the USPS, which is because it's that there. That's what it's there. US USPS. That's the system. Because you go into their thing with their internet or their website, all you have to do is put in their guys. If you want to go over thing me, if there's 5 years left and you've done me and you've as in clicked as in Lemonhead's channel, Lemonhead's actually live right now because I'm actually coming up. I'm actually coming off. I'm just going to put that into. I'm just going to put that into thing me in there. I'm just going to go lay up. I'm going to come off. I'm going to shut this down. Put that TV on, and then thing me and go on this tablet. Because it's just let me. That's what I'm saying, guys. It just let me know. It just came in the notification saying Lemonhead Penny coin auction the 4th. Aye, Andrew. I know to see if there's